Southwestern Athletic Conference standings. Both these teams looking for conference win number 2 right now. The lone unbeatens in conference play, including the reigning conference champions Alcorn State, with Grambling State also 2-0 over in the West Division. Glad you could join us on this Thursday night. I'm Mark Neely. Jay Walker not here tonight. Jay is back in the D.C. area. His alma mater, Howard University, will host the His and Hers show on ESPN2 tomorrow at noon Eastern. You can see him on camera with Jamel Hill and Michael Smith. So that's the reason for Jay's absence. We welcome in Reedy Ingoglia, former UMass running back, to the booth here on this Thursday night. Interesting matchup. Alabama State, a team that really has lived on the ground the last few years with Malcolm Cyrus. He's gone down. Yeah. Big shoes to fill, but they think they have a couple of guys who can fill those shoes. Yeah,
I mean, they're going to go at it with a two-headed monster, starting with Alex Anderson. He's a true freshman from Miami, Florida. 6 foot, 200 pounds, a bigger back that'll pound it. And then Khalid Thomas, the junior, 5'10", 175 pounds. You look at their numbers there, both of these guys over 300 yards, a couple touchdowns. But the Alabama State offense, no doubt, will go through those two backs tonight.
Texas Southern features an offense that has a huge weapon, literally, at wide receiver in 6 foot 7-inch Derek Griffin.
Yeah, only a redshirt freshman, as you said, 6'7", 230 pounds, causes matchup problems all over the field. He's athletic, he can run, he can go up and catch the ball. Really has, NFL capabilities, no doubt about it.
Last week, a 3-touchdown catch game for Derek Griffin. And Texas Southern's win actually lost to Jackson State 34-30, but great effort by Griffin, and Texas Southern is going to receive to begin the game. Texas Southern won the toss. Trevor Vincent kicking off for Alabama State, and we are underway from Houston. Taken from the 1-yard line. Mark Edwards, only up to about the 15. So Texas Southern wearing their maroon tops tonight with the white pants. And the starting quarterback, Averion Hurts. Last week at Jackson State, 12 for 30 through the air, Reedy, 174 yards, but had those 3 touchdown passes to Griffin.
Yeah, has to work on his accuracy a little bit. He's a younger quarterback, so he'll do that, but he gets the ball up to Derek Griffin, no doubt.
Gives it to Darrell Robinson, running right, turns the corner, and met at the 21, 22-yard line. Trey Jenkins, the free safety, comes up to make the tackle, and a gain of 4 on first down for Darrell Robinson.
And as much as they want to target Derek Griffin in the pass game, it is important that Texas Southern gets a running game going. So if they can get Darrell Robinson some touches early, get him into a rhythm and a momentum, that'll help out this offense tremendously.
2nd down and 6. Again, Robinson in the backfield. Hurts slung out to the flat. Grabbed by Larry Clark, and Clark will have a first down. He's across the 30 all the way up to the 35-yard line. First down, Texas Southern. A pickup of 13.
And great block on the perimeter by number 2, Malik Cross. I love these wide receiver screens when they block for each other. Right there, you saw the cut block, and nice job by Clark getting upfield for the gain.
3 receivers to the top of the screen for Averion Hurts, and on first down, showing blitz off the edge. Alabama State in a flag. There was some movement. That's going to be a false start.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Kevin Boydman, our referee tonight. It looked like Dominique Jackson, one of the linebackers, and they were showing blitz, and somebody flinched there on the line.
Yeah, the receiver actually flinched. So, you got to, one thing is a receiver, even if you forget the snap count, just watch the ball.
It sounds so simple.
Yeah, I know.
That puts them behind the chains now. 1st and 15 back at the 30-yard line. Hurts hands it off to Robinson. Robinson finds a crease. 40, 45. He's close. In fact, looks like he'll have the first down at the 46. Drew Moore, the left guard, creating a hole and a gain of 16.
Yeah, huge hole on the right side. I love how Robinson squares those shoulders up, plants that right foot, gets north and south, and picks up the first down, but good blocking on the right side.
First down, Texas Southern from the 46-yard line. Hurts hands it off. This is the first carry for Woodard, and he gets into the secondary. Has a block with Griffin, and he may be gone. Woodard, touchdown, 54-yard run. First rushing touchdown of the season for the 5'8" freshman.
Yeah, not bad. You come in the game, first carry, true freshman. Take a hand up and you show your athleticism and speed. Great blocking once again in the interior line. Open the hole up in Woodard. Just you see the athleticism there as the blocking up front. Glenn Jackson, offensive line, sealed it off, and then Woodard shows you his speed once he gets in the secondary.
The left tackle, Glenn Jackson, was banged up last week, cleared to play this week. Block there that helps Woodard find the end zone. 54-yard run. Eric Medina for the point after. Medina stays perfect, 13 of 13 on point after attempts so far on the season. And a quick score.
Yeah, and give credit to the offensive line of Texas Southern. Look at the hole there. You saw the tackle broke by Woodard. You have to do that as a running back. You got to be able to break an arm tackle. He does that, bounces it to the outside, and just outruns the Alabama State defender to the corner. But nice drive to open this game for Texas Southern.
Touchdown for Woodard, gets a handshake on the sideline. We chatted with the Alabama State head coach Brian Jenkins. He obviously was concerned about the matchup with the 6'7" Derek Griffin, but ironically on that particular drive they did not have to target Griffin at all.
Listen, I like what Texas Southern did there. They said, listen, we're going to establish the run, put in a few quarterback or wide receiver screens there to keep the defense honest on the perimeter, but they really pounded it between the tackles, did a good job controlling the line of scrimmage, and their backs ran the ball effectively. First
season for head coach Brian Jenkins at Alabama State after 5 very good seasons, outstanding seasons as the head coach at Bethune-Cookman. He's the MEAC Coach of the Year 3 times in his 5 seasons there. Robert Pritchett back to receive this kick. And Medina's kickoff. Pritchett backs up and takes it from the 2. At the 15, meets a little resistance, tackled just across the 20-yard line. Well, Alabama State has the football for the first time tonight. You really could see, Rini, any one of 3 quarterbacks, and we'll quite possibly see all 3 tonight, but it's Ellis Richardson who gets the start.
And Ellis Richardson is that dual threat type of quarterback as well. Can hurt you with his feet. And I think it's important that Alabama State tries to answer here with a successful drive to get something going early in this game.
Richardson hands off to Alex Anderson, and Anderson all the way across the 30 to the 36-yard line. So just like that, that's a gain of about 15 on first down for Anderson.
The one true freshman on one side, we'll go to another true freshman on the other side, and you see the speed with Anderson, but that's the zone read there. So Ellis Richardson makes that play. He can pull it or give the ball to Anderson. He gives it to him that time, and a nice pickup for the first down.
Tight end Barnes goes in motion. Handed off once again. And Anderson tackled by Zach Bama Joko. Gain of 3. Alex Anderson, 6', 200-pound freshman out of Miami Gardens, Florida, Miramar High School. Very good high school program in the Fort Lauderdale area. And in motion comes Barnes, and Richardson looking to throw. And finds his target complete at the 45-yard line to Jameer Hanna. Very close to a first down with forward progress. He may have it. We'll see with the spot near the 46.
Well, nice job by Hanna. Sits at the first down marker, knows where it is. But watch the patience from Ellis Richardson in the pocket. He doesn't get happy feet. He sticks in there. He waits for Hanna to come open in that zone, and he puts it on him for the first down.
Indeed, the 7-yard pickup. First down from the 46 for the Hornets. 3 receivers left now. In motion, Henderson handed off. Alex Anderson uses a stiff arm to push down Eric Mitchell, and he's up to midfield, out of bounds near the 50. Demetrius Johnson, the quarterback up to make the tackle and a gain of 5.
This is old school, Mark. This brings me back to when I played. Running backs just don't stiff arm like this anymore. Look at that right there. That's a true freshman. That is how you dispose of a defender. Get that stiff arm down there, turn the corner, and pick up 4 or 5 yards on first down.
See if Anderson gets it again. He does, running right this time. Only for a couple to the 48 before he's wrapped up by Gary Holmes. Just to pick up a 2.
And this is a big down for Alabama State. Only 29% on the year for third down conversion. So at least it's a manageable distance, though, at 3rd and 4.
Hannah and Josh Davis, the receivers at the top of the screen. Third down and call it a long 3 or 4. In motion out of the backfield goes Anderson. They swing it out to him. He brings it down. He's going to be close to the first down where he's out of bounds at the 43. Run out there by Demetrius Johnson. Nice catch by Anderson, number 1, to grab that in the flat. It was a little bit high into that inside shoulder.
It was, but I like that Richardson knew where he wanted to go with the ball. He got it out there quick, but as you said, Anderson, nice job. It was behind him, turns, not only makes the catch, gets the first down as well, keeps the chains moving.
First down, Alabama State at the Texas Southern 46-yard line. Now Thomas in there. The handoff, and this is Shawan Parks. Not much there that time. Maybe picks up a yard before he's tackled by Eric Mitchell.
Yeah, listed at 5'2", 160. You see him there. He's a little burner. They try to get it to him on a speed sweep. But good job by the Texas Southern defense to spread it out and bring him down for no gain.
5 feet 2 inches tall Parks. Easy to lose him sometimes behind that offensive line. Barnes in motion. Richardson going to step up. Now he's going to run with it. And tumbles forward across the 35 near the 34. Tackled by Demetrius Johnson. That is close to a first down.
And Richardson's not your normal quarterback. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns. He's 230 pounds. And when he gets in the open field, he's going to lower his shoulder. He's going to look to hit you. And that's what he did there. And in doing so, he picked up the first down.
Indeed, another first down for Alabama State. 8th play on the drive here for the Hornets. Richardson drops back. Pressure picked up nicely. Throw towards the end zone a little long and incomplete. Going in the direction of Demario Bell, who's back in there playing for Alabama State.
And that time, Texas Southern dialed up a blitz. Khalid Thomas, running back, stepped up, picked up the blitzing cornerback. Giving Richardson time, just couldn't convert.
Thomas the back, Richardson hands it off to him. Khalid Thomas hit hard right near the 30-yard line and brought down there by Caleb Jenkins, 6'1", 300-pound D lineman, a gain of 4.
And Jenkins in there, one of those stopping type of defensive line, likes to get push up there and can cause problems. And we talked about it in the open. Thomas is a little bit smaller of the 2 backs between he and Anderson, so sometimes can have issues between the tackles.
It's looking to use some tempo quickly back to the line, but now look to the sideline. Play clock still at 13. Richardson dumps it down, and the catch made right as the hit is made by Demetrius Johnson on Ephraim Henderson.
Good hit by Johnson. It's exactly what you want to do. Come up, big hit, but boy, nice job by Henderson to make the catch and hold on. Didn't get the first down, but they get it to 4th and short here, and obviously at this stage of the field, this part of the field, they're going to go for it here.
4th and 2 from the 26 at Texas Southern. Texas Southern player Clyde Lee late getting off the field for a substitution. Eric Mitchell comes on. In motion, handed off Henderson, and he has the first down. Stopped at the 21. Well, Henderson, just after making his 13th catch of the season to lead the team, that time takes the inside handoff and runs for the first.
And you know what I like there about Henderson, who's a wide receiver that gets it on a speed sweep? A lot of times you see the receivers, they try to get outside and they get caught short. They don't pick up the first down. He squared those shoulders up. He cut it up into traffic, knowing that he only needed 2 yards, and he picked it up.
So the drive rolls on here for Alabama State as they're trying to answer the Texas Southern score on their first possession. Hand it off. This is Thomas. Barrels inside the 10, stopped at the 6 by Dondre Dobbins. That's a 15-yard run.
And that's where Thomas is more dangerous in the open field. You get him on the perimeter, sweeps, speed sweeps out of the zone read. You get him out into the open field, and he can make people miss. And boy, I tell you what, Alabama State has a nice drive going.
The 13th play of this drive. Thomas that time stopped right at the 5 by Caleb Jenkins once again, big number 91. Thomas, by the way, had 2 rushes last week at Mississippi Valley State, but for 41 yards. Also had 20 receiving yards. He's on the sideline now with Anderson in the backfield for the Hornets. Second and goal. In motion goes Anderson. Going to take it. Richardson, design quarterback run, hurdled the defender, leaning into the end zone, touchdown. Ellis Richardson showing his running ability. Jumped right over one defender and into the end zone.
And it's like having a third back in the backfield, Mark. Ellis Richardson, I talked about, 6'3", 235. Watch the draw. It's a set quarterback draw. Good blocking up front, but you know, usually when you leave the air like that, you lose power. He sustained the hit. He came down, spun off, and you saw him power forward there to get the score.
6-yard touchdown run for Ellis Richardson, the Alabama State quarterback. David Albert with a point after that ties this game up. Well, after the 54-yard touchdown run for Texas Southern on their first possession, Alabama State, a very methodical drive, Rainey, to come right back down and tie it up. Richardson into the end zone, and it's 7-7.
We are built on heritage and tradition. 10 teams that honor this heritage. Heritage built by legends and honored by fans. It's more than a game. It's an experience. And on December 5th, in Houston, Texas, Judgment Day will be our day for the next legend to rise.
The last time I checked, this is our house. You a fight, right? You a fight, right? There's no saying in football that I've always lived by. Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it.
Make this moment yours at the 2015 Toyota Swag Football Championship Game. Honor the heritage.
Texas Southern and Alabama State tied at 7. Along with former UMass running back Rini Igoli, I'm Mark Neely. Jay Walker off tonight for his appearance on the His and Her show tomorrow with Jamel Hill and Michael Smith from Howard University at noon Eastern tomorrow on ESPN2.
I got the call out of the bullpen. Come in for Jay.
Glad you could be there to answer that call.
Yeah. Hey, it's fun so far. We had a good game, a great answer by Alabama State, a methodical drive to move down the field, and just like that, 7-7.
Austin Watts, number 10, back deep for Texas Southern, along with Mark Edwards. We'll see this kick. Vincent's boot. Watts from the 2. Coming to the near side with some blocking help. Down the sideline, 40, 45, midfield. Runs into traffic there, and he's tackled from behind at the 40-yard line of Alabama State. And Brandon Harris finally ran him down. A nice return for Austin Watts.
That's a return left. Great blocking by the special teams. I like how Watts reads the blocks, gets to the outside, but give the kicker, Trevor Vincent, credit coming in there. Sometimes those kickers, they don't like to get a hit. They'll run out of bounds. He got in there, slowed down Austin Watts enough, but a great return for Texas Southern.
58-yard kickoff return. Sets up Texas Southern nicely. First down at the 40-yard line of Alabama State. Hurts looking and slings it out to Darrell Robinson. Robinson to the edge. He's run out of bounds at about the 34-yard line by Trey Jenkins, the free safety.
And that'll go down as a rush in the books for Darrell Robinson. It was a lateral pass. Does a nice job catching it, gets upfield, and a good pickup on first down.
Well, as Asbury in his 4th season. Texas Southern head coach. Spent 5 seasons as the head coach at Shaw University at the Division II level in Raleigh. Played quarterback at Jackson State. Pass completed, but immediately tackled the ball. Looked like it popped out. Trey Jenkins punching it out of the hands of Tracy Johnson.
Yeah, watch this hit by Trey Jenkins. I didn't think he completed a football move. It looked like an incomplete pass to me. I think they're calling a completion on the ground and a recovery. And it's actually Trey Jenkins who's a little, I think he knocked the wind out of himself, but that's how you come up and defend the wide receiver screen.
So the call on the field was a reception and a fumble and recovery.
And it's one of those things, Mark. There's really not a competitive advantage one way or the
Kind of Trey Jenkins after what was ruled a catch and then fumble by Tracy Johnson, but Johnson recovered it for Texas Southern. So the play did not go to replay, but Trey Jenkins very gingerly walking off the field.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking at that right arm, right shoulder, and watch, it's actually fundamentally sound, picture perfect. He comes in, he gets off the block, squares up the receiver, breaks the play up, makes the tackle, and unfortunately, in the process, got a little banged up. But, you know, the one thing I would tell him is you got to get that head up a little bit, see what you're hitting, and actually, Mark, slide that head to the side of the receiver. From that angle there, you kind of saw his head kind of get pinched down, and that'll cause commonly what we talk about, a stinger. And let's hope that's what it is, but the training staff will look at him. So everything was perfect, I would tell him, except at the end, see what you're hitting, slide that head off to the side a little bit.
And you can't use the crown of your helmet on any part of the body, or you get that targeting call. Our ESPNU Thursday night college football from BBVA's Compass Stadium in Houston, Texas. Mark Daly along with Rini and Golia.
And Texas Southern had a very nice rhythm going. We'll see if they can keep it up here after this stoppage in play, but we're ready to go.
Third down at 7 for Texas Southern from the 37-yard line of Alabama State. Dropping back to throw. Hurts, lots of time now, having to leave the pocket, being chased by Antonio Humphrey. Gets near the sideline, stutter steps past him and advances it to the 35-yard line, but really picks up 2 or 3. Robert Brown and Humphrey there in pursuit of the quarterback.
And give credit to the Alabama State secondary. You know, Hurts had all the time in the world there. You know, you got to go through your progressions. And if it's me, I'm looking for my big receiver, Derek Griffin. But, you know, Hurts is only completing about 40% of his passes. So sometimes when you have a low percentage, you get a little gun shy out there. That time, tries to run for it, doesn't get it. And it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, they haven't targeted Griffin yet. He's there at the bottom of your screen. 4th down and a long 4, call it 5. Easterwood manned up with Griffin. They're at the bottom of the screen. Texas Southern 3 for 6 on 4th down this year, but timeout called by Texas Southern.
And the play clock was running down. You saw Hurts look to the sideline, wanted to try to get the play off at the last second. Darrell Asbury decided, I'm going to burn a timeout, and it was a good decision here.
Coming up Saturday night, one of the top games of the weekend features unbeaten teams. 6th-ranked Notre Dame in Death Valley for the first time since 1977 as they battle 12th-ranked Clemson. Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo. Notre Dame Clemson, 8 Eastern on ABC and streaming live on Watch ESPN.
I like Clemson this year, Mark. You know, before the season started, I picked them to win the ACC, and I live in Florida, so I caught a lot of flack for that, and I picked them to make the playoff. So we'll see, but this is a huge game for both those programs.
And weather looks like it's going to play a big factor as well in that game. They could see a lot of rain in Death Valley on Saturday night.
All right. A lot of rain in a lot of places.
Yes. On that East Coast. 4th down and 5. Texas Southern does go for it. Hurts pass out to Darrell Robinson. He's got room to run for the first down inside the 30, down to the 24-yard line. And on 4th down and 5, they go for 11 before the tackle from Easterwood and Bradley Street. First down, Tigers.
And nice decision by Hurts to get it to Robinson. He just comes out of the backfield. You saw the blitzer there. He was supposed to cover Robinson. He doesn't. Hurts reads it correctly, gets it to Robinson, turns it upfield, and they pick up that first down.
Texas Southern scored on their first possession on a Woodard 54-yard touchdown run. Quarterback Richardson answered for Alabama State with a 6-yard run, so we're tied up. Second possession of the game, and there's the pass completed and raced into the end zone. Touchdown for Billy Rosenberg, the tight end, a 24-yard touchdown.
And it's funny because Rosenberg's actually smaller than Derek Griffin, the big receiver. But sometimes, you know, defenses will key in on a certain guy. And boy, Rosenberg just runs a seam route. Nice job by Hurts to put it on him. And you see the power as the big man runs down the middle of the field to get that score.
Rosenberg, 6'5", 230 pounds.
Boy, you see the move he put on the safety there in the open field, just a free release. You cannot give a tight end a free release like that. You got to bang him at the line of scrimmage. You got to make him go through some garbage to get out there. Too easy of a release, free down the middle of the field, and it's just an easy pass and catch.
Well, you saw him lose the football, but I believe it was after he crossed the goal line. So they are going to take a look at this on a scoring play to review it to make sure he did cross the goal line before losing the football.
And I think the ball hit the ground and came out. The question is, you saw the elbow come down. Where was the ball when that elbow hits? Clearly not a fumble. The ground cannot cause a fumble, so he's down. The question is he down at the 6-inch line or is it a touchdown? Remember, they called it a touchdown on the field, so you need indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. From the look we just saw, I don't see anything that's going to change it. This is probably our best look at it here, and I think that call will stand as called on the field. And remember, the goal line is the front of that goal line. The plane is the very front. If the tip of that football touches it, it is deemed to broken it, and it'll be a touchdown. And I don't see anything in those replays to overturn the call on the field.
So it's gone to the replay booth. Ron Gilbert, the replay official. Ken Dollar, his communicator. If it stands, it would be Rosenberg's first touchdown catch of the year on his 4th overall catch of the season. So from the looks that we saw, Rini, we didn't see anything to overturn the call.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll be confirmed because you don't have indisputable video evidence either way, but it should stand as called because it was called a touchdown. Right there, the knee and elbow are down. You see the ball hit, but, you know, can you 100% tell me that ball didn't break the plane?
Really close.
Yeah, it's close, but I just don't think you can. I think you have to say the call stands as it was called on the field. Now, they're taking their time. They're looking at it. But from those views, I say it stands. But I'm not a replay official. I don't get paid to make those calls. I get paid to second guess them, but I don't agree with them.
But your point being, if Ron Gilbert does see enough to overturn this call, it's still going to be 1st and goal at about the 6-inch line for Texas Southern because he was down. The elbow definitely came down and the ball came out.
Yeah, no doubt he was down. The question is, did that ball break the plane of the goal line? And again, people get confused. It doesn't have to go all the way over the line. The plane is the very front of that line. I tell people this all the time. You picture the front of the goal line as a sheet of water that goes straight up. If the tip of that ball touches that water, just puts a ripple in it, you've broken the plane. You've broken the goal line, and it's a touchdown.
That's an interesting visual. I like it. But it is taking a while.
Which usually tells me
that they're going to overturn
They're going to overturn it. They're getting the correct spot on the field to place the ball, and they're going to get the clock right. And you see the back judge writing down, so the communicator in the booth is telling the referee exactly what they have, and he's telling the back judge he'll write it down, they'll get it all correct. So after me going on a tangent for 3 minutes that it should stand as a touchdown, they're probably going to overturn this based on the time that they're taking.
Darrell Asbury, the head coach for Texas Southern. You know, Billy Rosenberg wants this call to stand. He would love the touchdown.
And that, you know what he's thinking, man, I got one, you know. Come on, the big guy got one. Don't take it from him. Come on. And eventually, Mark, we just have to have a decision one way or the other.
Yeah, and there needs to be something done. I think we're finally going to get it.
Here we go.
After further review, the runner was down short of the goal line. It will be Texas Southern's ball, first and goal at the 1-foot line.
First and goal from the 1-foot line, says our referee Kevin Boitman.
And there's a disappointed Billy Rosenberg there. Listen, I pled my case to the judges, to the people at home. I just don't think there was enough there to overturn it. They believe there was, and they overturned it. But I'm sticking with my guns. I think the touchdown should stand, but hey, it's the way it goes.
So back out comes the Texas Southern offense, first and goal from the 1-foot line. Still a 7-7 game, 3:49 to go in this first quarter. As the clock restarts. Christian Edison, Daryl Robinson, the backs. There's movement. Roderick Henderson and Andre Wilson jumped across the line.
Offside, number 94, defense entering the zone with contact. Half the distance to the goal line, still first down.
So that would put it at the 6-inch line, which is what you initially thought we would.
If you're gonna get an offsides, that's the place to get it. Try to jump the snap. Try to maybe cause a fumble. I mean, you're only moving the ball a couple inches.
Hand it off, barreling straight ahead. Daryl Robinson is in. Touchdown, Texas Southern. 5th rushing touchdown of the season for Daryl Robinson. And now it's 13-7 Texas Southern.
And again, that drive set up by a nice kickoff return. Put him in good position, and again, a good mix of run and passes. Some good conversion, 4th down conversion on that drive. Big play to the tight end, and then finish it off with Daryl Robinson.
Point after for Medina. The hold of Mario Smalls. Marion Hurts, quarterback, leading another touchdown drive. Texas Southern has scored on each of their first 2 possessions. Now we're ready for the point after. Up and good, 14-7 Texas Southern. You got to give Rosenberg some credit, though. Rini, he got it down to the 1-foot line.
Listen, I thought the big guy should have scored, but Daryl Robinson gets the cleanup touchdown, and just like that, Texas Southern leads 14-7.
Well, we have another big college football Saturday ahead of us this weekend, which means it's time for Watch ESPN. You can stream every game live. Download the app or go to watchespn.com. If you're out and about this Saturday, don't miss any of the college football action while you're on the go. Stream every game live. Watch ESPN.
Best app, and I put it on in my living room, so I got the big screen on, I got the iPad.
Oh, it's
watch
awesome.
a couple games at once.
Use it on the iPad, the phone,
Yep.
you name it. Games going everywhere. That last drive, 6 plays, 40 yards. Just over 3 minutes has given Texas Southern back the lead as they kick it away. Shawan Parks, Robert Pritchett back deep for Alabama State. And it's angled in the end zone and out for a touchback over the head of Parks. So the Hornets will begin at their own 25. That Texas Southern offense has already produced a couple of touchdowns. I guess the question right now early in this game, Rini, is which team's defense is going to step up and get a stop first.
Yeah, and we'll see if Alabama State can answer. Now, Alabama State is an offense that's only averaging a touch over 20 points a game on the year. They came out with a nice answer their first possession. Let's see if they can answer Texas Southern's second touch, or as you said, Mark, will one of these defenses step up and get a punt?
Anderson in the backfield. Richardson hands it off to Alex Anderson for a gain of a couple to the 27. Stopped by Gary Holmes. Holmes, one of the redshirt juniors. He's out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Linebacker from Southern, Texas Southern. This time Richardson to throw it. He's going deep. Incomplete. Austin Bemis. Coverage Demetrius Johnson. We see Richardson take a chance for a deeper ball that time.
And Johnson was covering Bemis one-on-one there. There was no safety help. He ran a deep post, and Johnson was actually beat, but he made up when the ball was in the air. Great speed. You see him go up with that right hand, doesn't interfere with the left. That's exactly what you want to play. Good defensive play there by Demetrius Johnson.
Tell you what, Rainey, that was a really good throw from Ellis Richardson. 3rd down and 8. Play clock down to 6. Richardson looked right now, gets pressure, and he's going to take off and run for the first down. Well, we shouldn't have been surprised when he had the first score with a rushing touchdown. He has been their leading rusher as well as their starting quarterback. A gain of 16 there.
I think it was a broken play. I think he was looking to hand it to Alex Anderson. Just looked out of sync there, but I tell you what, he makes the most of it. He gets through where the hole was, puts those shoulders down, and he keeps the drive alive.
Gain of 17 yards. First down, Alabama State from their own 44. Screen pass. This is Bemis, who was the target on the deep ball a couple of plays ago. And he's to the 49-yard line for a pickup of about 5. Stopped by Tino Thomas.
I talked about Alabama State's 29% conversion rate on 3rd down, and a big part of that is getting positive plays on 1st down, and they're doing that tonight. 5-6 yards on 1st down really helps the offense out.
Richardson looked in the direction of Davis. Now he goes deep, and he had him open. Would have been a touchdown, but overshoots Lawrence Oliver.
Wow, that's where Ellis Richardson, just take a deep breath. Calm yourself down in the pocket, because they fake the wide receiver screen and go. Lawrence Oliver right there, a little pump. Now Oliver's wide open. Just pitch and catch. That's all it is. There's no one within 15 yards of him. Just take your time. That's where you just get a little anxious. They had a touchdown there, but that's a play to watch. They'll come back to later in this game.
Oliver's a guy who has one catch this year, but it went for 52 yards, and that would have been about a similar play had he got it and ran it into the end zone. Richardson running again with blocking help from Anderson down the sideline. Pushed out of bounds inside the 20 by Clyde Lee, who was the last man back there for Texas Southern.
And I stand corrected last time when I thought it was a broken play. This is the exact same play they picked up the first down. He just turns away. The running back, Alex Anderson's actually his lead blocker. And again, Richardson's dangerous in open field. He's a good runner. And boy, big chunks of yardage there.
31-yard gain for Richardson. First down, Alabama State. Right at the 20-yard line of Texas Southern. They faked the jet sweep. The two players ran into each other, and Richardson is tackled in the backfield by Gary Holmes. Don't know if I have seen that happen before.
I mean, that's one way to blow a play up. You run into your own teammate, and just out of syncs there. And again, as you said, they faked the jet sweep. They ran into each other, and it just kind of got the play out of sync, and it's a loss on 1st down.
Loss of 3. Oliver and Anderson ran into each other there.
That's always fun on Monday when you watch it on film.
Under a minute to go in this first quarter. 2nd down and 13. Richardson immediately looking right in the direction of Hanna, that throws behind Mario Bell, who makes a backward diving catch and gains 2. To the sideline by Richardson. With the way the play clock and game clock is, they don't need to run a play here. They couldn't let the quarter run out. And now that looks like what Brian Jenkins decides to do, is to let this first quarter come to an end.
And we had 3 drives tonight, Mark, 3 touchdowns. Alabama State's trying to make it 4 for 4 here.
But Alabama State will have a 3rd and 11 from the 21-yard line at Texas Southern on the other side of the break. We played the first quarter here in Houston. 14-7, Texas Southern leading Alabama State. From BBVA Compass Stadium, 14-7, Texas Southern leading Alabama State. The Hornets, though, of Alabama State, a 3rd down and 11 from the 21-yard line at Texas Southern. In motion comes Thomas. The pass swung out to him, and he's down the sideline, and he's going to make it into the end zone. Touchdown! First touchdown catch of the year for Thomas. It goes for 21 yards, and on 3rd and long, they find the end zone and are an extra point away from tying this game.
Boy, what a well-designed play. They swing Thomas out of the backfield. Watch the pass by Ellis Richardson. Leads the back perfectly. And look at the blocking on the perimeter. 88 Henderson, 10 Demario Bell. It's exactly what you want to do. Seal back to the inside. Khalid Thomas gets to the outside, and boy, an answer just like that for Alabama State.
David Albert's point after out of the holdout from Henderson ties this game. The first play of the second quarter knots this game. Sunday from 8 a.m. to noon, ESPNU brings you College Football Sunday. From Heisman hopefuls to championship contenders, College Football Sunday is the only show that ranks them all exclusively on ESPNU and Watch ESPN. Still waiting to see which defense is going to make a stand here, Rainey.
4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. So far, offensive-driven night, no doubt.
And last drive for Alabama State, 9 plays, 75 yards in just under 3.5 minutes. 21-yard touchdown catch for Khalid Thomas. Edwards and Watts back deep for Texas Southern, and Edwards from the 2. Gets to the 20 where he's slung down at the 21-yard line. At Bradley Street. Texas Southern offense. We highlighted right at the top of the show Derek Griffin, who had 3 touchdown catches last week at Jackson State. 4 catches overall for 114 yards. Yet to be targeted tonight, but Jaleel Mathis Ellis, who played last year as a true freshman, now as a sophomore at center on that O-line for Texas Southern. They buy time for Hurts so he can find Griffin at some point. In motion comes Mark Edwards, and here's the fly sweep. Edwards, flag comes down back at the 22. Edwards up to the 27, but that's in the area of holding.
Yeah, and that's going to come back with a hold, and that's one thing you don't want to do.
Number 13, offense. 10-yard penalty, 3-play first down.
You know, on first down, when you have a positive play, 4 or 5 yards, and you're going to look at second 5, all of a sudden now you're backed up and you're second and long. You just those are the unforced errors really that you just don't want to do, and holding can sometimes be a forced error with a defender trying to make a tackle. But when you're on the perimeter there as a receiver, Larry Clark, he's got to get those hands inside. That's what the line judges are looking at. You get outside the perimeter of the body, and they're going to call holding.
It puts the Tigers behind the chains. First down and 20 on their own 11-yard line. Make the handoff to Robinson, but not much there for Hurts. He's tackled at the 12, only gains a yard. Datavion Galmer and Dominic Jackson bringing down the quarterback.
And that's what you want to do right there. Galmer sets the edge, holds it, gets help from Jackson, the linebacker, and you wanted some defense. Now starting to step up a little bit is Alabama State.
Second down and 19. Hurts hands it off to Robinson. Robinson barrels forward to the 25, and it'll be about 6 yards shy of the first down, so it's going to be 3rd and 6 and somewhat more manageable after starting at 1st and 20.
And I like that they don't bail out on what they want to do. They want to pound it to Darrell Robinson. Good hole up front, and as you said, big chunk of yardage there, gets it back to a manageable distance at 3rd and 7, and one that they can pick up. But dare I say, can we get a stop here from a defense and see the first punt of the game?
Well, we'll find out. That was a 12-yard run for Robinson. So again, 3rd and 7. In motion to the far side. Bowen, and that Hurts back to throw. Stepping up Now is he going to run with it, but he's tackled on the move by Darius Washington. Just a gain of 2 4th down. Washington, who had 10 tackles in the game against Texas Southern last year and a couple of sacks, makes a play there, and we finally really get a defensive stop.
Nice play by Darius Washington. In the middle, kind of spying the quarterback Hurts. He decides to run. It looks like he's going to have some green grass, but the very athletic 5'11", 200-pound Will linebacker Darius Washington brings him down, and we're going to have a punt.
First punt of the night. Corey Carter gets it away, and a high booming punt will bounce at the 30-yard line and be down there by Texas Southern. So the punt from Corey Carter, again our first of the game. And Alabama State will take over at their own 30-yard line.
And really that was the key on that possession. On first down, Texas Southern went backwards, kind of put themselves in a hole. So both these teams tonight have been really good on first down, picking up positive yardage, and that really sets them in motion for a good possession. So we'll see Alabama State as they come out here on offense, what they can do here on first down.
Ellis Richardson, who in making his second collegiate start last week in Mississippi Valley State, was responsible for 5 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, and 2 TD passes. Keeping it, and he's doing damage with his legs across midfield to the 49 at Texas Southern. A little slow getting up, but for Richardson, a 21-yard run.
And that's the zone read. It was set up by the running of Alex Anderson earlier in this game in the first quarter. That time, faked it to Anderson. You saw the defensive line suck down. Boy, easy play. Richardson pulls it in a big pickup.
We talked about Alabama State really with 3 quarterbacks. The veteran Daniel Duhart. Here's a handoff. Anderson gashes him for more yardage and a first down to the 33-yard line. Gain of 16. Duhart was the starter. He's the 5th-year senior. High ankle sprain in the first game against Tennessee State. Materius Toppings has also played, but right now the way Richardson's going, it's his game right now.
He looks good. He looks poised on the quick passes, the wide receiver screens, the passes to the running backs. He's on target. He's hitting them in stride, and he's managing the game quite well.
2 rushes so far on this drive for Alabama State for 37 yards. Keeping it on the ground, loose football, and it's recovered by Texas Southern as Anderson coughed it up. And Eric Mitchell, number 28, recovers for the Tigers.
Boy, and just when things were really flowing for Alabama State, the fumble by Alex Anderson, and just like that.
Alabama State, Texas Southern tied at 14. Each team scored touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. Texas Southern punted on their last possession, their 3rd, and Alabama State just turned it over with a fumble. O.J. Walker tonight. Jay will be back with us next Thursday from Daytona Beach, along with former UMass running back Rini Ngoli. I'm Mark Neely and our Thursday night crew. Here's the handoff and run for Darrell Robinson, trying to go north-south. Now he lost the football, and Alabama State gets it right back. Fumbles on back-to-back plays, and Alabama State will bring their offense back on the field in just about the same spot they lost the football.
And that's a case where Darrell Robinson, for the first time, really just got strung out going down the line, and Alabama State just pursued, and they really gang tackled, swarmed to the football, and Robinson took a big hit there, and the ball came out.
Darius Washington recovered it. It looked like Antonio Humphrey, the one that jarred it loose, but as you said, Randy, Robinson took a huge hit. Needed some help off the field.
And you'll see it, they're going to stretch this play out, and look at the pursuit from the inside. You see 98 Antonio Humphrey on the play, and then 50 Dominique Jackson was the one that really came in with the jolting blow, but you see the good pursuit to the ball right there, and it gets ripped out. Good pursuit, good job, multiple players there for Alabama State, and that's what you want to do. Gang tackle, swarm to the football, and when you get a back running lateral like that and you're holding them up, you're scratching, you're reaching for the ball, you're stripping it, and that's exactly what they did right there.
Robinson, who had a touchdown run earlier in the game that at that point gave Texas Southern a 14-7 lead. So Alabama State gets it right back. First down from the 30-yard line. And it's handed off to Shawan Parks, in the 5'2" senior from Prattville, Alabama. Can't turn the corner here on the near side, but does pick up about 3.
But you got that feeling, though, if he does turn that corner, he's going to go. I mean, a lot of speed, but, you know, you get your hands on him, though, it's going to go down, you know, pretty easy. It's just a matter of physics, unfortunately, when you're, you know, 130 pounds and you get hit by a 200-pound safety coming down the alley. Usually the 200-pound safety wins, but that's why you got to juke him, and that's what Parks does.
Second down and 8. The clock's at 5. Time to throw for Richardson to the end zone. DeMario Bell. That was over the head of Henderson, who wanted a flag. He was covered by Dondre Dobbins. Number 25.
And good protection up front. Not a bad throw by Richardson. He actually, probably unintended, but it actually ended up being a back shoulder pass to Henderson, where he either goes back and makes that catch or no one does.
Like what you've seen so far from Ellis Richardson tonight?
I have. He's been poised in the pocket. He hasn't made any mistakes. He's been running the ball exceptionally well.
Hornets on 3rd down and 8. Richardson fires a strike, but it's dropped by Bell. Would have been the first down by a good 5 yards, but the veteran receiver just flat out dropped the football.
Yeah, he ran a great route, a deep comeback. You see the defender goes down, and that's one where he just let it get to his body. Get those hands out there in a diamond shape. But that's a perfect pass by Ellis Richardson, and DeMario Bell knows he needs to make that catch.
Well, they're in that spot on the field here, Reedy, where at the 27, 28-yard line, if you kick it into the end zone, you only gain about 7 yards.
Too close to punt. You know, traditionally, you're not going to let your field goal kicker try a long one unless you know he's a good kicker. So, yeah, absolutely. It's that tweener position where you're going to go for it.
Longest field goal this year is 46 yards for Vincent, but a timeout called by Alabama State. Really not any significant win tonight. So you're looking
and it would
at
be about a
45, 46 yarder.
So they're in the wheelhouse. So that might be what Brian Jenkins is thinking about. Hey, you know, there's no wind to talk about. It's a beautiful night. Do we give our kicker a shot at it? So is the percentage higher of him making a field goal, or is the percentage higher of us picking up a 4th and 8? So if you have any confidence in your kicker whatsoever, I think you kick it.
Well, they're debating here. Look at the flag from the Lone Star State here on a nice night in Houston. I know some of the country is dealing with about 10 degrees colder than normal temperatures. Not here.
Not here. It was hot. Yeah.
It's close to 90 today here in Houston.
It's cooled off beautifully for this game. It's just a perfect night for football.
Alabama State 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight. And they're going to attempt the field goal for David Alberts. So a 44-yard attempt off the left hash. The freshman from the Dallas area, Grand Prairie, Texas. It has faded left, no good. Well, the 44-yard attempt must by Albert, and it stays 14-all. Well, Saturday night, a huge game in the SEC between unbeaten Ole Miss as they take on 25th ranked Florida at the Swamp. The Gators coming off a comeback for the ages against Tennessee. Ole Miss is the highest scoring team in the nation. College football primetime presented by Hilton. Number 3 Ole Miss, number 25 Florida, 7 Eastern on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN. A lot of folks out there that think Ole Miss is the best team in the nation right now. Where do you stand on that?
Kind of sleptwalk through Vanderbilt, but they look good.
Look out, Woodard down the sideline. Only Street can catch him, and he does. Knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And Brad Woodard, guy who can really show some speed off the edges, and he does so there.
Yeah, and Woodard's a speedster, no doubt about it. The true freshman, 5'8", 180. You get him to the perimeter in a quick swing route, get him some blocking, and just get him in open field. He's going to make people miss. He's got good speed, and it's a good 1-2 punch with Brad Woodard and Daryl Robinson.
31-yard gain, first down. Give it back to him, Woodard, and this time he's slung down for a loss by Ricky Haley. He's going to lose about 4 on that one.
Yeah, and that can be feast or famine. You know, when you're a back like that, and you try to break it to the outside, the defender gets his big claws on you. A lot of times you're going to get a TFL tackle for a loss. That's where when Daryl Robinson, 24, is in there, he's a little bit more of a north-south guy. He's not going to get those yardage for losses.
Bottom of your screen, number 80, Derek Griffin. He's manned up with Ed Murray, actually Robert Easterwood, looking in his direction. Hurts now pressured by Washington, and he's going to run with the football and pick up the first down at the 30-yard line.
And although Hurts picks up this first down and makes a nice play, he had Derek Griffin, his big receiver, one-on-one. There was no safety in the middle of the field, and he was wide open. He beat his guy. That's just a case where Hurts kind of has to get experience. He's only a freshman. Don't get those happy feet in the pocket. Now, it's hard because guys like that, they're athletic and they make plays with their feet. But if he sits there and he's patient in the pocket, I think he has a touchdown pass to Derek Griffin.
He's run for 15 yards. The first down at the 30. And that patch caught by Tracy Johnson. Johnson backs his way across the 25, down about the 22. Stopped by Bradley Street, that is, and Marquise Parker.
And that's where Hurts is more comfortable, Mark. Those quick wide receiver screen passes, the quick swings. He's comfortable in there. He's on rhythm. Obviously, it's a quick throw. But again, as he gains experience and kind of stays in that pocket, I think he'll look for his big receiver, Derek Griffin.
Gained 8, second down and 2. That's Parks in motion to the top of the screen. Hurts hands it off. Woodard inside the 10. First down, tackled by Drayvon Mitchell. That's a run of 13 yards.
And just an inside zone, and we talked about the explosiveness of Woodard. Good block right there, 71. Adrian Jackson with that little trap block. You get Woodard right behind it with good explosion, and just like that, 13 yards.
Well, now Hurts has Griffin at the top of the screen manned up with Easterwood. Do you throw a fade pass to that top side? Well, he's looking immediately going right. And that Courtney Berry to make the tackle as they ran the Wildcat there.
And I'm with you, Mark. If you're first and goal inside the 10, you at least got to take one shot at Derek Griffin with a fade, a back shoulder fade, a high fade. He's got 7 or 8 inches on the cornerback and about 30 pounds. So you got to at least take one shot. If I'm offensive coordinator, I'm going at it at least one time to see if my big man can make a play.
Well, they stack receivers Johnson and Griffin now at the top. That's Johnson in motion towards the top of the screen. So Griffin's in the slot on the far side. And they go to the near side, and he underthrows the intended receiver at the 5-yard line. He skipped it to Malik Cross.
And the thing is, Alabama State, they're not doubling Derek Griffin. You can get him at the top, wide side of the field, all alone, one-on-one, and say, big man, go up and get it and make a play. I mean, they had it on first down. They haven't gone back to it. I mean, they didn't go to the play, but they had the formation they wanted, and they'll probably get it again if they spread them out wide.
Like Griffin had his hands on his hips like, hey, guys, remember me? I'm the guy that had 3 touchdown catches last week.
Well, you know, he's averaging 33 yards a catch, so maybe he's too close to the end zone. That's why they won't go to him.
Hurt his average, yeah. Let's see if they're going to isolate him out there on that left side again. They do. Third down and goal. Watch the top of your screen at Griffin. They're going to go his direction this time. Now they're finally going to throw it in his direction. Jump ball, and he overthrew him. In fact, the closest to making the catch was the defender Easterwood.
Well, I like the fact that they went to him. Obviously, didn't work out the way you want, but you see the size advantage he has, and he's athletic. And, you know, if I'm running that play, I spread him out even wider, get him away from any safety in the middle of the field, and then you just got to put a ball there where he can go up and make the catch. You want to back shoulder it and put it high. Can't overthrow it. You got to give him a chance to make the play.
Eric Medina 2 of 3 on field goal attempts this year, as long as 38. This is a 24-yard attempt Off the right hash, out of the hold of Mario Smalls, and hit the crossbar, but goes through, and it gives Texas Southern a 17-14 lead. Medina living right here, Rainey.
Yeah, hey, right off the crossbar, just how he drew it up.
Boink. Gives him a 3-point lead with 6:25 left in the two if they had the chance.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins on the left, former Clemson Tiger. Alfred Blue on the right, former LSU backcourse. Both of those guys, Houston Texans, getting ready to play the Falcons this week.
Catching a little swag football
Yeah.
from BBVA Compass Stadium in Houston tonight.
Wonder if Bill O'Brien knows they're out. They're here. Sure, it's okay. A little Hard Knocks this year. It was pretty good there.
It was.
Right here in Houston.
That show always well done.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife got mad at, she actually loves Hard Knocks, and there was fewer episodes this year. She goes, what's going on? I said, well, it's a union issue because they don't practice as much anymore.
Parks back deep. Parks from the 3. Spun around and hit, but hangs onto the football at the 23-yard line. Elvis Richardson and the Alabama State offense coming back out. He's had a pretty nice night so far.
Well, I like the mix of run and pass, and it just hasn't been Richardson on the ground. It's been Alex Anderson, Khalid Thomas as well. But really, Richardson has done most of his damage with his feet. But again, the quick passes, spreading the ball around, it's really been an efficient offensive night tonight for Alabama State. And there, that was the swing pass touchdown to Khalid Thomas there. Again, hit him in stride, good blocking on the perimeter, and really a very productive night for Ellis Richardson and the Alabama State offense.
Richardson fakes the handoff to Anderson and throws a strike to Josh Davis. He's 3 in the open field, gets a block from Hanna, and is finally swallowed up at the 29-yard line of Texas Southern. Andre Dobbins had a chance to make the tackle on him, but a big gainer for Josh Davis.
Yeah, Josh Davis just gets lost in the middle of the field. Good recognition by Richardson to see him, puts it on him, gets the completion, and another big gain for Alabama State.
Thomas running to the 25-yard line. And Zach Bamajoko with the tackle. So he gains 5 after a 49-yard pickup on the previous play.
And this is a team in Alabama State, as I said earlier, only averaging a touch over 20 points a game. So if they can put a score in here, they're already going to be past their average.
Anderson in motion out of the backfield. They fake the pass to him. Hand off to Thomas straight ahead. Tried to strip him with a football late, but he has a first down all the way to the Texas Southern 11. That zone read and that just running the football right up the gut so far tonight. Rainey's been good for both teams.
Both teams, listen, offensive lines for both units are really getting off the ball, and the running backs are running downhill. There's not any wasted motion, any dancing around. They're hitting the holes, and they're getting positive yards.
Handed off straight ahead again and fighting to the 5-yard line. Tino Thomas able to hold up Alex Anderson. Gain of 6.
And listen to Anderson. He's that bigger back, 200 pounds when he puts it in there.
Thomas putting a hit on him there, but it's a second down at 4 from the 5, so they can get a first down without scoring. Spinning there and not much. For Anderson, Derek Lyles, 94, and also the guy they call Bam, Zach Bamajoko, putting the pressure up the middle.
And you know, Mark, you said Thomas put the hit on him, but it's a former running back. I would say, you know what? I think Anderson put the hit on there as the running back. I think he gave it out a little bit. I love it. You see the helmet, the decals all coming off, and well, I love that.
So 3rd and 4, they can get a first down at the 1. Out of the backfield in motion, Thomas swung out to him. He's at the 5, he's leaning towards the pylon, lost the ball.
Boy, and if that went through the end zone, Mark, it's going to be a touchback.
Did it ever go out of bounds?
They didn't blow it dead. The ball's still alive.
And now he takes a seat for the touchback. Damon King, that ball never dead, and everybody just started standing around.
Yeah, good job by the far official that was at the pylon mark. He saw the fumble. He throws his beanbag, signifying a fumble. The ball never goes out of bounds. You're going to see it right here. He ruled it a fumble. Now they'll review it to see if he's down. You see the beanbag get thrown there. The line judge is looking at it. That Stephen Jones never calls it dead. Texas Southern jumps on it, and it's a touchback, but they'll review it to see if the knee was down before the ball was fumbled.
And Thomas definitely lunged for the pylon and lost the ball in the process that went into the end zone without going out of bounds. But as you mentioned, Reedy, the question is, was Thomas's knee down before the ball came out of his hands?
We're going to get a good look at it right here. Let's take an eye on that knee. Boy, right there you can't. Right there it looks like his right there it looks like his whole leg's down, and he still had control of the ball. So, you know,
that's close. Yep.
Based on how they reversed the other call, I think they definitely have enough there to say he was down. So, again, indisputable video evidence. The call on the field, however, is a fumble with a recovery from Texas Southern and a touchback.
Well, that last look that we saw the knee go down, but you basically had Thomas. He was taking up the full length of the screen there.
He's
with
trying
the
to
football,
reach. Yeah.
With the football at the far left side of your screen, but is the football moving already by the time his knee comes down? That would be the question.
Absolutely, I would agree with you 100%, because if it's moving at all, it's going to be a fumble. And I tell you, Stephen Jones, the line judge, he didn't hesitate on the call. He throws the beanbag. Let's take another look at it and see if we can dissect it as it happens. Now, Khalid Thomas is going to be reaching for the goal line and the first down for that matter. The ball goes down. The official's not looking. It's actually out of bounds right there. So if it, and replay will catch that. Replay can see that. If it is ruled a fumble, it won't change anything. It's still going to be a touchback regardless.
Because it went through the end zone before it went out of bounds.
Correct, it went through the end zone, so there doesn't have to be a recovery by Texas Southern. It's automatically their ball at the 20-yard line. The ruling that replay needs to look at, was he down before the ball came out? You see, I mean, they're trying to look at replay as well as Brian Jenkins is talking to the officials.
Now, leaning forward, now you see the knee, but is the ball coming out before the knee was down?
The runner was down before losing possession of the ball at the 1-yard line, making the line the game. It will be Alabama State's ball, first and goal at the 1-yard line.
And right now, Brian Jenkins is saying, woo, thank goodness for replay.
And I think they got it right. I was a little scared because they reversed the other one. I go, man, I'm about to be 0-2 here. But I think ultimately they got it right. I think there was indisputable video evidence to say he was down as he was reaching. The ball was still in his hand, in control before it came out.
And they were able to get a first down without scoring. We mentioned that. The line to gain was the 1. So now they did get the first down. So it's first and goal from the 1 for Alabama State, with a chance to take their first lead of the game. Stanley Robinson, the back. They hand it off to Robinson, who barrels into the end zone. Touchdown. One-yard touchdown run for Stanley Robinson, and the Hornets do indeed lead for the first time in this game.
Boy, and it's the first time we see Robinson tonight. And again, just zone read, good blocking up front. Boy, I love the control of that offensive line.
Did he get in?
Titus Howard, 75, lead block, and I think he broke the plane there. Not by much, but he got it in.
Flag, as I know Alabama State's probably trying to get this play off quickly so it's not reviewed, but before it can be reviewed.
Ball start, number 58, offense. 5-yard penalty. The try will be played from the 8-yard.
Well, that'll cost him 5. Samuel Jenkins moved. From this angle,
right there.
You think he's in?
Yeah.
Then pushed down. Well, that's turned the point after now into a 25-yard attempt for David Albert. And he hooks it left. No good. So Albert misses an extra point for the first time this year in 14 tries as it got extended to 25 yards. and the lead is just 3 for Alabama State. Alabama State leading Texas Southern 20-17 for our ESPNU Thursday night college football. Presented by McDonald's from BBVA Compass Stadium in Houston, Texas. Rini Ingoglia sitting in for Jay Walker tonight. I'm Mark Neely. A Stacy Robinson 1-yard touchdown run. Missed extra point. Looked like the snap was bobbled. Missed, and Alabama State's lead is 3. Short end over end kick taken at the 7, then dropped, picked up by Mark Edwards. He's at the 15, 20, 25, and tackled at the 29-yard line. Getting the most out of that after initially fumbling the football. Laverion Hurts. 3 TD passes last week, all to Derek Griffin. He's only targeted Griffin 1 time so far tonight.
And we should say, it's only a second career start. He's a young kid. He's going to gain experience. He's very athletic. But these snaps here, these reps are invaluable for a young quarterback like this in a game like this.
See, the offense is having good success tonight. The run by Woodard, a flag back at the 28. Looks like it'll probably be coming back.
Holding, number 13, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
That's the second time tonight wide receiver Larry Clark's been called for a hold.
And they actually had 2 holdings. The umpire had a hold as well. The referee kind of jumped the gun and just reported the 1 holding, but they'll probably accept the holding on the offensive line.
Holding, number 13, offense. Personal foul, face mask, number 90, defense. The fouls will offset. Replay first down.
And I stand corrected. He jumped the gun, but it was an offsetting penalty.
Now Tavion Gallmer for the personal foul, face mask.
And that's one of those points of emphasis that the officials are looking at, especially the umpires. We're seeing a lot of hands to the face this year, and that's essentially what a face mask is on an interior defensive lineman, getting that hand up in that offensive lineman's face, and that's what he got called for, and it's going to offset.
Contact there.
Number 48, defense, entering the neutral zone with contact.
Darian Barrett jumped and
first down.
Came across and made contact. Let's go back to the previous play. Who was the...
Yeah, let's look at the middle of the screen. Right there. I mean, it looked like it was on.
Looked like Gallmer had his face mask grabbed by Adrian Jackson. Back to the action, and Woodard with a first down up to the 40. A gain of 6, first down Tigers. Clock running, just over 3 minutes to go in this first half from Houston. Slung out into the flat. Tracy Johnson advances to the 48-yard line. Gain of 8.
And plenty of time left, obviously, in this second quarter to go down here and get more points on the board. I like that they're not rushing. There's no need to. Take your time, run your normal offense.
Hands it off to Woodard. He is slung down by Darian Barrett, the defensive end, one of the DEs. Pick up a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
And Barrett's one of those athletic defensive ends, goes about 240, but he can get off blocks, and he's got speed to get on the perimeter, as he did there to make the tackle.
Barrett, a guy who in his playing career at Boise State. Showing blitz here, they bring it. That clogs Woodard up the middle, and he is going to be stopped and lose yardage. Malik Bridgers leading the push for Texas Southern.
Yeah, good push up front, no doubt, and that's what you want to do. You got to attack it. You see it gets blown up in the backfield with the good penetration. And Texas Southern will punt. Now, you know, the clock was running. I was watching Brian Jenkins see if he was going to call a timeout. I think he did, but boy, he let about 20 seconds go off Mark before he decided to call that timeout.
Just a minute 33 left. That's going to leave Alabama State with just one timeout. Texas Southern now 0 for 4 on third down now tonight, and could not convert on third and a short yard.
And I know what Brian Jenkins was doing there. He didn't want to burn a timeout till he knew Texas Southern was going to punt. So then he burns it. But now if you're Texas Southern, and I'm Darrell Asbury, I think, well, you know what? I'm 0-4, I know, but maybe I'll go for it now. You never know, a little chess match, but the safe play and the right play is to punt this ball away.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty risky gamble to go for it on your side of the 50 inside 2 minutes to go in the half. Well, coming up at the half, we'll send it to the studio with Matt Schick and Jason Sehorn. They'll have a preview of a big game between Alabama and Georgia. How about that? Bama is actually a 1-point underdog in that game. No play.
Clock operator, please reset the clock to 1:33. 2:33.
Need to add a second to the clock. First punt for Corey Carter went for 44 yards. Unfortunate because the Alabama State punt returner, Davis, Lee Thomas, that is, was not in a position to receive the punt before things were held up. 53-yard punt there, though, that goes into the end zone, and with a minute 24 left, one timeout for Alabama State and a 3-point lead.
And the one thing you don't want to do if you're Alabama State, obviously, is you want to make a mistake now with the back to your own goal line. Listen, you would love to get points with a minute 24, but I think you open up maybe with a run, see if you can pop a running back through there, get yourself some more breathing room, and then open it up a little bit.
92 passing yards for Richardson, 84 yards rushing and a touchdown, and Hannah had the catch, but the knee was down. Pickup is 7, but the clock continues to run. Second down and 3. Stacey Robinson in the backfield. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, including Demario Bell at the bottom of the screen. Take the handoff for Robinson. The throw shoots everywhere.
And Bemis was actually blocking on that play. I gotta believe he thought it was a wide receiver screen. He was not running a route. He was downfield blocking when that pass was thrown. Actually could be called for offensive pass interference, and had no idea the ball was just like that. Your third down with 50 seconds left until half.
Well, 3rd and 3. If you're Texas Southern, you got 2 timeouts remaining. If you could hold them here, do you burn one of those timeouts? It's kept by Richardson, and he goes down at the 26. Now let's see if Texas Southern will use a timeout.
And it's the right call. You definitely do that because, listen, there's one of 2 things you can do, Mark. You can go after the punt. You can try to set up a return. So you definitely burn that timeout there and get the ball back.
So the Tigers will have 1 timeout remaining. Brian Jenkins not happy with Ellis Richardson on that last decision.
Well, and it's the first time tonight we saw Ellis Richardson just kind of go down. And I think he had good intentions. He didn't want to make a mistake. He said, let me go down. And I think what Brian Jenkins wanted him to do was cut it upfield, square those shoulders up, and try to pick up that first down.
So, the linesman, Yvonne Lewis, female official here in the SWAC. Been in the SWAC for a couple of years.
And she's really should be lineswoman. And
yes.
You see the H, she's the head linesman.
Linesperson.
Linesperson, lineswoman. And a very good official. As you said, been in the SWAC a few years. And does a nice job. Very experienced.
Lee Cross back at his own 35 to receive this punt for Texas Southern. They come after it, and Vincent does get it away. A low line drive. It's going to take an Alabama State roll out of, did not go out of bounds.
Left turn.
Wow. The ball looked like it was going to bounce out at the 36. Instead, it took that left turn and is down at the 31. 43-yard punt, thanks to this roll, and it not going out of bounds there. That's a punter that's living right, Trevor Vincent.
You just gotta love it.
Just tacked on another 5 yards.
With you, I'm watching. I'm like, all right, it's taking a right-hand turn. It's going right out of bounds again. Decided to go left.
All right, so Texas Southern now, Darrell Asbury, their head coach, one timeout, 28 seconds. First down from their own 31.
Now, you know, if it's me, you got to take a shot at Derek Griffin
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
You got one-on-one on the outside and just go.
Matched up with Easterwood there at the bottom of the screen. Hurts. Gonna have to do something with it. Throws it away. I think he was out of the tackle box. It did not get beyond the line of scrimmage.
You got it, Mark. He was outside the tackle box. That ball did not get to the line of scrimmage. You should see a flag thrown here by the referee.
Yep, there it is.
Intentional grounding. Number 18, offense. The ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage. Loss of down at the spot of the foul will be second down.
Number 90, Gulmer, and number 48, Barrett were right on his heels here.
Yeah, and you can clearly see he gets rid of it. He's outside of the tackle box, which is fine, but the ball doesn't come close to the line of scrimmage. And the aforementioned Yvonda Lewis, the head lines judge, comes in, lets the referee, Kevin Boitman, know that the ball did not reach the line of scrimmage. That's why the flag comes out. It's good communication by the crew.
Foul. The penalty includes a 10-second subtraction. Please reset the game clock to 10 seconds. The clock will start on my signal.
Since we're inside the last minute, it's a 10-second runoff. So now if you're Texas Southern, time to just take a knee and get out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. I don't take a chance here. I take a knee and get out of here, but don't think they're going to do it.
You just let the time run out. That's what they're going to do. Perhaps. Yep, time elapses. And that's the end of the first half. Well, Alabama State's with the final score of the first half. The Stacey Robinson 1-yard touchdown run. They did miss the extra point, but Alabama State grabbed their first lead, and they take it to the locker room here at the intermission. It's been a very offensive-minded night for each team. We're at the intermission. Alabama State leading Texas Southern 20-17. College football primetime presented by McDonald's. From Houston, Texas in the SWAC at the intermission. Alabama State with a 3-point lead over Texas Southern. Both offenses reading in the first half. Good numbers, especially from the Alabama State quarterback, Ellis Richardson, who threw the ball pretty well and ran very well. Yeah, very effective with his feet. I like his poise, and I just like the way he managed the game here. Just called quarterback keeper, quarterback draw. You see the strength of Richardson. He goes 235 pounds there. Finds a wide open receiver in Josh Davis for a big chunk of yardage, but most of the damage in that first half by Ellis Richardson was with his feet. Here again, quarterback draw, picking up a big first down conversion there, and just really had it going in that first half. A couple of those quarterback draws almost looked like busted plays, but they were draw plays. Yeah, no doubt. Big first half for Ellis Richardson. The zone read game, very good also for Alabama State. And that's all run by Ellis Richardson. See, the eyes are up. That time he's reading the defense. He gives it to his back, Alexander, for a nice gain. Here, eyes are up again. This time just to his other back, Khalid Thomas, the other way, and really just keeping that Texas Southern defense off balance. There's an inside zone. You think he gives it to Alex Anderson, and Ellis Richardson pulls it and keeps it. And really, they had the zone read running to perfection in that first half. Well, for Texas Southern, Robinson and Woodard ran well. Brad Woodard, though, a freshman, does well off the edge. Yeah, Robinson was more of the pounder. They brought Woodard in, and you see his quickness and his speed as he pops through the hole and breaks it to the outside for a long touchdown run right there. Robinson, 6 carries, 37 yards, average 6.2 per carry. Now look at our first half recap. See the numbers on Richardson through the air. Did have a touchdown pass and not far away from 100 yards passing, and 83 rushing yards with a touchdown. And for Texas Southern, Woodard and Robinson, 7 rushes for Woodard,
at 100 yards. Robinson 6 for 37 in the TD.
And the thing that really sticks out to me there, Alabama State 274 total yards already, averaging a touch over 300 for the season per game, and they're already at their scoring average, 20 points per game.
Alabama State and Texas Southern each looking for win number 2 in conference season. Alabama State 1-3, coming off their first win of the season. They won down in Inabena, Mississippi last weekend, 45-15 over Mississippi Valley State. We're just about ready to start the second half. Again, Jay Walker with us tonight. He'll be back next Thursday from Daytona Beach along with Rini Angoli and our entire crew. I'm Mark Neely. Still a good second half to come from Houston.
It's been a good game, an evenly matched game. Really, the offenses have answered each other, and the defenses have stepped up just enough to get stops when they had to, but really anyone's ball game here in the second half.
Well, Texas Southern would love a win tonight for a lot of reasons. Obviously playing here on their home field. And they will take on Alabama State next weekend, but after that, they have 16 days off before they play again at Mississippi Valley State on October 17th.
Yeah, so, it's a kind of a double-edged sword. You love 16 days off to get healthy, but when you're into a rhythm and you're flowing and you're playing well, boy, you just want to keep on playing. So it could go either way.
Alabama State to get the ball to begin the second half. Eric Medina to kick off for the Tigers. Shawan Parks back deep for Alabama State, along with Robert Pritchett. Total yards in that first half, Alabama State 274, Texas State 218. And here we go into half number 2 from Houston. Parks, about 8 yards deep, will not take it out. Alabama State to begin at their own 25-yard line. Ellis Richardson, who last week completed 11 passes, but to 8 different receivers.
He does a nice job of spreading around. You look at the numbers of both quarterbacks in the first half, and listen, Ellis Richardson, 8 of 14, 94 yards. You see the 49 long TD, and you throw an 83 yards rush, and a very good first half for Ellis Richardson. And Varion Hurts, not bad as well. I just want him to target his big receiver a little bit more on offense.
And that being big number 80, Derek Griffin. Stop for a gain of about 3. Gary Holmes and Damon King, the tackle for Texas Southern. Alabama State try to pick up tempo here to begin the second half. Right back up to the line. Richardson puts it in the air. That man well covered, maybe a little too well covered. Jameer Hanna as Dondre Dobbins got up from the backside, and there's a flag.
Yeah, Dobbins is saying incomplete, but the flag came in, so I think Alabama State's going to get the call here.
Referee tonight, Kevin Botman.
Pass interference. Defense. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
And you saw Dobbins, kind of tug on him, and then he goes right through his back. So that's an easy call for the official.
Anytime you're tugging on the shirt tail,
you're going to get it.
First down, Hornets from their own 40 to begin this second half. Richardson dumps it down underneath to Thomas. Thomas hit hard. It pops right back up, pushed out at the 47. That was Kerry Holmes, number 53, that laid the lick on him. It is an 8-yard gain.
And you saw Bemis, 85, come back and try to throw a block. I love the blocks from the receivers from Alabama State. He just gets a piece of them, which kind of made the hit not as bad. I mean, but boy, good hit by Gary Holmes there, 53.
Barnes to tie it in motion. Richardson looking left, now throws right and finds his man. That is the Austin Bemis catch. And he has a first down up to the 42-yard line of Texas Southern.
And that was a tough catch. Listen, they go tunnel screen backside, and you want to get that one up towards the receiver's chest. It was low and thrown on a rope by Ellis Richardson, but I tell you, Bemis, nice hands, goes down and makes the catch and picks up the first down.
receivers to the bottom of the screen. May have been Robert Rockmore, the right guard, who moved.
Offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So they cost themselves 5 yards, and it's 1st and 15. Motion Ephraim Henderson. Thomas straight ahead. It's up near the 40. It's going to get him a couple of yards past the original line of scrimmage, past before the penalty. But Sekiru Asafatu, tackle number 46 for Texas Southern. Asafatu was a game-time decision tonight. He's been a bit banged up. Richardson. Well, you saw Bemis make a really nice catch earlier on the drive on a ball that was a little low. That one, Eddie, kind of turned back. But a catchable football.
And that's one, though, if you're Ellis Richardson, you got all the time in the world. Your offensive line is protecting you. Bemis is clearing the zone. He's wide open. You need to put that on your receiver in stride to let him turn up the field and get yardage after the catch. So that's one. And listen, Richardson's a young quarterback, too, only a sophomore. He's learning as well. But that's one you got to put on your receiver in stride.
3rd down and 8. Alabama State in the first half, 5 of 8 on 3rd down. Contrast that to Texas State, or I should say Texas Southern, which was 0 of 4 on 3rd down in the first half. On the delay, Thomas stood up at the 35 by Bam. Zach Bamajoko. And about 2.5 yards shy of the first down.
Well, no doubt what it does is it gets you to where you're going to go for it on 4th down. They don't pick it up, but they got a big chunk of yardage, and just as I say that, they're going to probably punt the ball.
Bring Trevor Vincent, the punting unit, out. Lee Cross runs out to receive this punt for Texas Southern. Trying to angle it to the far side. Takes a bounce inside the 10, and Alabama State's going to watch it roll out of bounds at the 8. So nicely done by Trevor Vincent. 27-yard punt, but he pins him in at the 8, which is where Texas Southern will start the second half. SWAC matchup, Alabama State, Texas Southern. 3-point lead for the Hornets, but Texas Southern takes over inside their own 10. Their first possession of the second half. Jay Walker off tonight. I'm Mark Neely along with Reedy and Golia, former UMass running back. And on first down, throwing. It is dropped by Derek Griffin. Well, first play, offensive play for Texas Southern. They target him. They only targeted him one time in the first half.
And they go to him for a short pass, wide receiver screen, and he drops it. You got to be careful now, backed up in your own end. You know, traditionally, you want to pound it, run it, get some breathing room there. They go to pass on first down, so we'll see what they call here at second and 10.
Hurts again looking in his direction, and there's the first catch of the game for Derek Griffin. Gang tackled at the 19, but with forward progress, should have the first down.
And that's the matchup issue there. You see the size of him, and if they're going to give him a cushion like that, you got to go to him, and you got to let him, outbody the smaller corner. Now, if that corner walks up in press coverage, you got to believe he can run by him, and he's big enough to catch those 50-50 balls. So it looks like they're going to utilize him here in the second half a lot more than they did in the first.
Well, the catch of the season for Griffin is first tonight. And on the running play for the 22, Darius Washington will bring down Woodard. Gain of 3.
And we haven't seen Darrell Robinson since he got a little banged up in that first half on that fumble. He was productive, a big, powerful back running between the tackles. Haven't seen him yet since that play. Robinson,
6 carries for 37 yards in that first half prior to getting dinged up. That's dropped by Mark Edwards. Took his eye off the ball and started to take off before he had it in his hands.
And he knows, he told Avarian Hurts, it's my bad. I know I got to catch it. And that's all that is. It's fundamentals. It's catch that ball and then look for your blocks.
Third drop pass tonight for Texas Southern. What have you thought of Hurts' passing ability to this point?
He's got good ability. I think he just needs experience. Again, true freshman. He just needs to find where his receivers are. Trying to get a lot of short passes, but again, I think they should attack a little vertical.
A little issue with the snap there, and now Hurts going to run for the first down. Sliding stop at the 29, just enough to move the chains.
Really close. You know, remember when he gives himself up, the ball's back behind, so you got to make sure you get the first down before you slide and give yourself up. He did. I thought he got a good spot, and it was the right spot, but it was right on the first down marker. But that's what Avarian Hurts can do to you with that athleticism. If play breaks down, he can pick up the first down with his feet.
Hurts looking left, underthrows. The receiver there, Steve Carpenter, incomplete. Carpenter, a fifth-year senior out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And the one thing I would tell Avarian Hurts is a young quarterback, it almost seems like he knows where he wants to go with the ball, and he rushes it. Just take that extra half a second. You have good protection. Step into that throw and rifle it.
Near side, Carpenter again targeted, this time with the catch. Stopped at the 34, gain of 5.
And that's the thing, when you kind of short arm it and you don't get it out there for your receiver to catch it on his feet, and he goes down, put that knee down, you know, you don't give your skill players an opportunity to make something happen after the catch. So that's why just take your time, zip it out there, chest high, let your receiver catch it and run with it after the catch.
Griffin, the receiver, up top for Texas Southern. Go across the middle and a strike to the 45 for a first down, and all the way to midfield. Larry Clark tackled there. Picks up about 17. First down, Texas Southern.
And that was a good throw. Hurts takes his time. He's in the pocket. You're going to see him. He actually looks at big Derek Griffin. Comes off Griffin underneath the Larry Clark, who's just sitting down in the zone. Nice route. It was a good pass and catch and a good pickup.
So the Tigers marching now onto the Alabama State side of midfield. Carry run late, or a flag comes out in the backfield as Woodard run out of bounds at the 42. But looks like Texas Southern going to be playing behind the chains here after this penalty.
Holding, number 55, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
That's on the center, Jaleel Mathis Ellis.
And he's their best offensive lineman, 55, right in the middle. You see him up against Henderson, and you see him, that little bit of a turn right there. When you turn the guy and you get that arm out on his shoulder, the umpire's right back at an angle looking at that. He sees that turn. He's going to call holding more times than not, and that's what he did. But Jaleel Mathis Ellis, as I said, best offensive lineman, only a sophomore, 6'3", 315, really the smartest offensive lineman. The center makes all those calls and really having a good game, but got called for holding there.
Well, that helmet showing the effects of what's going on in the pit tonight, huh? Alabama State was a bit late with the substitutions, but ready for this first down play. There is Griffin. He's up to midfield at the 49 of Alabama State, which was the original line of scrimmage prior to the holding penalty. He's tackled by Courtney Berry, leading tackler for Alabama State.
Boy, and you see the difference when Hurts puts it on his receivers up high, lets him catch it and run after the ball, run after the catch. It's just, you know, dangerous guys in the open field. Good throw there.
Tackled by Berry, his team leading 62nd. He's been their team leader in tackles each of his first 2 years. Woodard again stopped Berry, leading the tacklers for Alabama State at the 43. 6-yard pickup. Well, Texas Southern, as I mentioned in the first half, was 0 for 4 on third down. They've converted 2 third downs already on this drive alone here to begin the second half.
Yeah, and that's a productive offense. When you can pick up those third downs, it keeps drives alive, keeps your defense rested on the sideline, and it keeps the defense you're going against working hard.
Hurts swings it out to Woodard. Woodard cuts it back inside. He'll have a first down to the 37-yard line of Alabama State. Just methodically coming down the field is that Texas Southern offense.
Well, I like the fact that they're spreading out and they're going to their big receiver, Derek Griffin. And even though they're not big plays, they're working it sideline to sideline. It's loosening up and softening up that Alabama State defense. And then you can come back inside with some inside zone. And as you said, methodically moving it down the field.
Just converted their third down on this drive. About midway through this third quarter. 3-point lead for Alabama State. In motion near side. Here comes Clark. Hurts looking to throw and is tripped up. Dropped for a loss by Datavion Gulmer.
And he was looking for his big receiver, Derek Griffin, there. The corner let him go to the safety. And really, I think right here, we're going to take a look. Right here, step, and, you know, he wanted to go there. So just know as a quarterback, sometimes you got to let the ball go, and you're going to get hit in the pocket. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Sometimes young quarterbacks, they're a little gun-shy to make a throw and then take a shot in the face, but you got to do that if you want to try to get it to your receivers down the field.
Hurts setting up the screen, cross. The 38. Much there, Dominic Jackson. Stop for the Hornets. Did pick up about 3, but it's going to be third down and long. Third and let's call it 11. So they've converted 3 third downs on this drive, have the Tigers, but now face a dawning 3rd and 11.
But I think the umpire might be a little hurt. I don't know if it's his calf tightening up on him. I think that's what the stoppage is here.
There's an official timeout. The teams take advantage and go to their respective sidelines. It's been a 13-play drive so far for Texas Southern, but a 3rd and 11 upcoming with 6:04 to play in the third quarter. I'll make sure you get up for College Game Day, built by the Home Depot, Saturday morning live from Clemson, South Carolina. Reese, Kirk, Dez, Lee Corso, and the rest of the gang get you prepped for a full day of pigskin. Let's not forget Sam Ponder as well. It all starts at 9 Eastern on ESPN, also available on Watch ESPN. And I hope those folks have their rain gear ready. Some NFL guys in the house tonight.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, Alfred Blue.
Speaking of Clemson.
Yeah, so we know who he's rooting for Saturday. Now, the question is, Coach Corso, what headgear will he be putting on? Is it going to be the Fighting Irish or is it going to be a Tiger? We'll see.
If I made you put that headgear on in this booth right now, who would you put on?
Clemson Tigers. Yeah. I think it's their time. It looked a little shabby last week, but, you know, Notre Dame had a trap game with UMass. They got through it. Clemson was off, so they've been preparing for 2 weeks for Notre Dame.
3rd and 11. 14th play of the drive for Texas Southern. Showing blitz. Alabama State. Now they back off. Hurts. Near side. Pass complete at the 32, but it's Cross who's immediately tackled after the catch by Torrey Davis, and he's going to keep him well shy of the first down. And a decision here for Texas Southern on a 4th and 4 call.
Man, I don't think there's any hesitation. They're going for it. The offense is staying out there. They're getting the signals in, and
which I think is what surprised us, that Alabama State didn't go for it on their last possession at a similar spot of the field on 4th down.
Exactly right.
But they were able to pin Texas Southern in at the 8-yard line. Catch made, and the first down for Derek Griffin, using that big body, shielding off the defender's street before he pushed him out of bounds near the 20.
It's almost like boxing out in basketball. You run a little stop route past the first down, you turn that big body, and then let your quarterback put it on you, and you turn up and you pick up the first down. And that time, Averion Hurts, nice ball, quick release, and a dart out there to his receiver.
Derek Griffin, 6'7", 3 TD catches a week ago. A guy who originally committed to Miami, had offers from a lot of big-time schools. Hurts rolling out. A defender goes sliding past him. That was Washington, and a spin move inside the 15 before he stopped at about the 12. 6-yard gain for the quarterback of Varian Hurts.
And he'll make you look silly. He made a few defenders miss there. The second one, Dominique Jackson, just a linebacker trying to tackle a 6 foot, 195 pound fleet of foot quarterback in space, and I'm going to go with the quarterback every time.
Previous play is in front review.
Well, they're reviewing, but I can't tell you exactly what the
Something.
review is about.
Yeah, I didn't see if anything happened weird at the end of the play. But what the heck? Let them take a look at something.
Well, let's take a look ourselves and see what the heck this may be about. I assume he still hung on to the football. There was no indication that it came out.
Yeah, he had the ball in his hand. The ball
down.
never comes out. He's completely down. He still has it. I saw it on the other angle, so not really sure what they're looking at. But I'm sure we'll get an explanation from Kevin Boitman here after he takes the headset off.
Well, from what we've seen, they're reviewing just a routine play, but there must be something amiss, more than just trying to figure out what the spot is.
But I like the fact Texas Southern has targeted Derek Griffin here in the second half. 3 catches for 31 yards already, with no catches in the first half.
I mean, he's not really that close to the sideline. He never stepped out of bounds. It just looks
Just
like a tackle.
I'm
And
perplexed. I really have no idea. I pride myself in breaking down replays and knowing the rules, and I don't know what the officials are looking at here. I really don't.
we saw the line judge there, Stephen Jones, kind of shaking his head back towards the Texas Southern bench like, yeah, I'm not really sure, maybe myself, why we're stopping play here.
And if you're Texas Southern, you're upset because you're in a rhythm. You're rolling. You're throwing the ball well. You're running the ball well. And you want to keep going. And, you take a 2-minute stoppage for, we'll find out what it's for, but, sometimes that can break your rhythm.
Yeah, I'm dumbfounded right now. I don't have an answer.
Me neither.
Even our truck is not sure what the stoppage is for.
And that's where sometimes I wish the official, the white hat, would actually tell you. Plays under review. This was the call on the field. It's under further review because of this. And they can do that. So now if he comes out, if he takes the headset off and comes out and says the play stands is called, I guess we'll never know what they were looking at. Here's an all-22 look at it. All the players on the field. You saw the juke there on Dominique Jackson. The ball never comes out. We've watched several angles. He's down at about 12-yard line, and it looks like a ho-hum run-of-the-mill play, and not really sure. I mean, they got it spotted at the 13. If you want to be picky, I think he made it to the 12. I don't know. I'm reaching.
And it's been a rather lengthy review. Oh, you know what? Let's see, roll that play again. I think there was a blocker for Texas Southern that was out of bounds that came back in and laid a block. But is this something that you review?
Well, let's take a look.
Now watch number 2, I believe it is. That's Cross. He is inbounds. No, he never went out of bounds anyway. Okay, I'm grasping at straws here. I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't know
what in the world is causing this long stoppage.
Yeah. And we're about to find out, I hope.
Before the ball was snapped, we were paged by the replay booth to review the ruling on the previous play of a catch at the 20-yard line. After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It will be Texas Southern's ball, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Would the clock operator please reset the game clock to 5:08. 5:08.
So the Hurts
clock
play
will start on my signal.
It never happened.
Never happened. So we're not, well, at least we know we're not crazy because there's nothing to review there. And that's a case where Kevin Boitman just needs to say we were paged before that play. This play never happened and we're reviewing it.
So they're reviewing the spot of where that was made. It was easily going to be a first down.
Yeah. And my thing is, if it's not a competitive advantage, if he's got the first down,
Go
if
with the spot on the field.
correct. If the mark's off a yard or two, it doesn't matter. It's not a competitive advantage.
Unless it were a fourth down.
Correct.
And it was the line to gain, and you're
Absolutely.
right in that vicinity. Yeah, I
but
get that.
competitive advantage is what you use in a situation like that. You know, they let it go. We let a play run, and then he had a 2-minute stoppage. So,
All right, it is first down for Texas Southern. It's spotted at the 20. Handed off to Woodard, straight up the middle, knocked down at the 16-yard line by Courtney Berry. Another tackle for Berry after a 4-yard gain. Berry, who's the SWAC preseason defensive player of the year.
and Berry's active from that middle linebacker spot. You like those athletic Mike backers. He can go sideline to sideline, and he's doing it tonight.
Hurts hands off, running right, Woodard. And he's inside the 10 and has a first down. Again, a stop by Courtney Berry, number 32 for Alabama State. Made a 3 first down. Woodard's really had to carry the load here since Darrell Robinson has not come back for Texas Southern after getting banged up in the first half.
And nice vision by Woodard. Listen, he takes it on the sweep. As soon as the hole opens up, he plants that right foot, squares those shoulders up, gets it upfield, picks up the first down. First and goal for Texas Southern.
We got Griffin isolated. Alabama State shows blitz. It's handed off. And stopped at about just shy of the 5. Woodard.
But I'm with you, Mark. I mean,
Every time I see Derek
Yeah.
Griffin split out wide and he's in man coverage, I'd be going to him.
and I don't know why you wouldn't have an audible when you see that. If they're not going to put a safety over the top and you get him out wide, and listen, you can look at the matchup. He's got an 8-inch advantage over the corner and about 40 pounds now, but you know there's a slot receiver in there now, so you're bringing more people in there. But when he's isolated alone, you got to take a shot.
Woodard hitting the backfield. Tackled for a loss. Antonio Humphrey the first to get to him to make contact.
An excellent penetration by the Alabama State defensive line. That's what you need to do to slow down a good running game. Get off the ball, get into the backfield, and boy, not only did Humphrey make the play, he was really getting held on the play as well by Corey Grinner. Nice play by Humphrey, exploding up the field to get that tackle for the loss.
A 5-yard loss. Rashard Burney comes in now at running back for Texas Southern. First time we've seen him in there. Hurts sets up to throw, goes to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Derek Griffin. Well, they use the height of Griffin in the back of the end zone. And his 6th touchdown catch of the season, his first tonight.
He was actually opened up earlier. I thought Hurts should have thrown it now. He doesn't. What that happens to do is it brought in the defender underneath. He had to throw the ball higher, but Derek Griffin smart enough to just drift to the back of the end zone, understand where he was. He was inbounds, had a yard to spare, and he makes a nice catch for the touchdown.
And the extra point blocked. Henderson. They could get 2 if they run it the other way, but he's tackled at the 22-yard line. So that's each team now with the missed point after. Ryan Jenkins Hornets take over at their own 25-yard line. They were up 3 at the half. Now they're down 3 with 2:32 to play third quarter. And it's handed off to Alex Anderson, and he breaks free. Alex Anderson, 75 yards, 1 play, boom, Alabama State retakes the lead. Well, they brought in Daniel Duhart as the quarterback, but he just handed it off to Anderson and he did the rest.
He had an easy job, and listen, great blocking up front. I've said it all night, but you know, Anderson had been more of that power back, but boy, shows you the speed. This just inside zone. Excellent blocking. 66 Kerry Williams there with a kickoff black. 72 Robert Wilkemore, and just, boy, give it to Alex Anderson, and the 200-pounder shows you he's got some wheels and another gear to boot.
Texas Southern had the lead back for 10 seconds, which was the amount of time it took Anderson to run 75 yards down the field. Albert point after. He splits them. Hornets waste no time taking the lead.
And again, just inside zone, but you see a hat on a hat. Everyone, you see the linemen getting to the second level, getting to the linebackers, and they get Anderson through there untouched. And again, good wheels to take that one to the house.
We have an Alabama State player down. Able to see who that is as of now. Occurred on the point after. Antonio Humphrey. Good to see it pop up. Humphrey, the senior out of Montgomery, Alabama, hometown kid for Alabama State out of Carver High School.
And he's been active from that defensive end position in there that time on the extra point block, and he's at the right end. He just kind of gets rolled up on right there at the end. You see it. It looks like he walked off under his own power, so it looks like he's going to be okay. And again, he's had a good game at that defensive end spot, so they need him out there setting the edge.
The Alex Anderson 75-yard touchdown run, his second rushing touchdown of the season. Austin Watts back for Texas Southern, along with Mark Edwards. Trevor Vincent, sophomore out of Youngsville, Louisiana, an LSU transfer, kicks off. Chance to return for Watts from the 10. Tackled out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Well, Saturday night, we've got one of the top games of the weekend between a couple of undefeated teams. 6th-ranked Notre Dame and Death Valley for the first time since 1977. They battle 12th-ranked Clemson. Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo. Notre Dame Clemson, 8 Eastern on ABC and streaming live. Watch ESPN. Third time in the last 4 years, the Irish have started 4-0. Brian Kelly going for his 50th win as the Irish head coach.
Amazing, huh? It seems like he just got there yesterday.
Hurts. Edwards able to come up with it and then take a hit at the end at the 42.
A tremendous job, though, by Mark Edwards to come back to the ball and make the catch. That's what you want to do as a receiver. Come back inside the defenders. He does that. Little bobble, catches it. Gonna take a big hit right there. But a good pickup on first down.
Gain of 8. Hurts just throws it out of bounds over the head of the direction of Edwards to live for another down.
And that's where, second and long one, second and 2. If you're going to pass it, take a shot vertical down the field. Try to stretch the field. They just did all stop routes there, and it was good coverage. Hurts had to throw that ball away. Now you're to third down here, and obviously you want to pick this up, keep this drive alive, and try to slow down Alabama State, who now has the lead in this game.
Third down, a long one. Call it 2. Woodard. Ball came loose. Alabama State may have jumped on it. The officials try to see who has this football, which may have changed possession a time or two in that pile in the process.
Yeah, I've been in a few piles like that. They're not fun.
Well, Robert Easterwood, 16. I know he was reaching in to get a piece of that, but let's see who comes out with it. He came out with it, Easterwood.
First down, Alabama State.
And it came out early, Mark. I mean, right when Woodard hit the line, the ball comes out, and you see the scrum for it. You're going to see it come out right there. It's actually a butt fumble. I mean, he runs into the back of his offensive lineman, 71, Adrian Jackson, and it's one of those things as a running back, it's sometimes subconsciously you just don't secure the ball as tight as you should because there's no defender around. You end up running into your offensive lineman, and the ball pops out, and that's what happened right there.
Somewhere there are Jets fans
Yeah.
that don't like to hear that term anymore. Second turnover committed by Texas Southern. They fumbled twice. Daniel Duhart in at quarterback. He played the one play in the handoff to Anderson, who took it for 75 yards on their last possession. They begin at the 46-yard line of Texas Southern here. Duhart looks to throw, and he's going to take a deep shot for Josh Davis, but overthrow him at the 5. Well, you just got a turnover. Why not take a shot at a big play?
I like it. Sudden change. Try to get a big score. Go vertical. Didn't work out, but I tell you what it does do. Keeps the defense, keeps Texas Southern on their heels, knowing that, hey, we'll take shots going down the field.
Duhart, the fifth-year senior in the game, a quarterback for Alabama State, and he hands it off, and the run goes straight ahead. It's Robinson, who has a touchdown run tonight, tackled by Tino Thomas. 9-yard run.
And, you know, we've talked all night about Anderson, Thomas. Put Robinson in there, too. And same thing, zone run. Squares those shoulders up, runs powerful, and picks up yardage.
Third and short. He throws it underneath the Bemis. Runs for the first down across the 35 up about the 32. Again, a tackle by Tino Thomas.
And you might say to yourself, you know, why are they throwing it on third down? Because he knows he's going to go for it on fourth. So go ahead, throw it on third. Maybe you can pop that wide receiver down the sideline there. So I think that's a good call on third down. If you don't get it there, you come back and you pound it for the yard to keep the drive alive.
It's Bemis sprinting off the field. They had 12 guys out there. Duhart lost the football in the exchange with Robinson, and Texas State gets it back, recovered by Devin Williams. Now the officials do make the signal, and Alabama State fumbles the football for a second time tonight to give it right back.
And that's a problem you see. Ellis Richardson was really in sync in this game, putting the ball in, pulling out, the fakes on the zone read pass. This is just not synced up. It's in there. He actually gives it to Robinson. I don't think Robinson expected the ball, never secured it, and the ball goes down. So it's just, you know, an error between the quarterback and the running back, not in sync.
Well, in the first half, Alabama State fumbled, and Texas State fumbled it right back. Now here in the final minute of the third quarter, Texas State fumbles, and Alabama State fumbles it right back. Or Texas Southern, I should say. And the officials will not let the play proceed.
Well, I can tell you the first down markers weren't set yet, and Brian Jenkins was pretty upset. Wants to talk to the officials.
Brian Jenkins in his first season as the Alabama State head coach. Brian, who played at the University of Cincinnati.
And remember, in college football, every play is reviewed. So if he's yelling about something like that, believe me, this booth's been looking at all the plays. So they review every play if it's something. But he's not happy, and you know the officials are giving him his time to vent, if you will. And
we'll see where it goes from here.
Ryan Jenkins took Bethune-Cookman to 3 FCS playoffs in 10, 12, and in 2013. They lost to Coastal Carolina a couple times. Once in 12, once in 13, and lost to New Hampshire back in 2010. Well, I understand you give a coach a little bit of time.
Yeah, we've had some weird stoppages in this game tonight. Now, if he burned a timeout, you know, if Brian Jenkins says, I'll burn a timeout, then yeah, then you have the right to talk during a timeout. I don't think they gave him a timeout.
Well, his argument here is that his guy got the football back, is that he took it away from Gelmer.
And what I will tell you is that is reviewable and he can challenge it.
But
as soon as someone jumps on that ball on the ground and the official sees someone in possession, it's over. It's their ball.
Right.
So if it gets ripped out after that, it doesn't matter who came out of the ball with the pile.
Plus, you're not going to get a direct look to see when the ball was taken back away. Well, that's a pretty good view, but yeah, now he's down.
Yeah, and
that's Texas Southern ball.
So it looked like a clear recovery. I believe it was 90, Devin Williams.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you give Robinson credit to reach in there and rip it out, but it got ripped out clearly after Devin Williams jumped on the ball.
Yeah, the ruling on the field, fumble, recovery by Texas Southern's Devin Williams.
And again, whenever we go to replay, I sound like a broken record. Indisputable video evidence. Is there indisputable video evidence to say that 22 Robinson comes up with that fumble and not 90 Devin Williams? And the call on the field was that Williams recovered the ball and it's Texas Southern ball. Now you're going to see right there a little jostling for it, but to me it looks like Williams has it, and now Robinson pulls it out.
Yeah, Williams, you know, it's not the NFL. He doesn't even need to be touched.
Correct.
I mean, he's down.
Yeah.
So I don't think this should take too much longer.
But you never know. You never know what happens when replay gets involved. One thing I will tell you, they will take their time.
There's been a precedent set for that. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. 4-point lead for Alabama State, but we believe when this comes to a decision that it will be Texas Southern football, and here's our answer.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Alabama State is charged with a timeout, and they have no more challenges for the rest of the game. First down.
I think that one you could have even confirmed, which let's never call stand.
You know, and again,
but whatever.
He challenged it, which is his prerogative. But again, the booth is looking at every play anyway. But he took a shot and cost him a timeout. And listen, he got his money's worth on a timeout because he chewed the official's ear off there for about a minute before, 2 minutes before they decided to review it.
And his defense got a good chance to catch a breather because they weren't off the field all that long before their offense turned it back over. But that conversation and then subsequent review ate up another 4 or 5 minutes to let them catch their breath. Hurts hands it off to Brad Woodard. Gains 4 up to the 39-yard line. And we'll see if Texas Southern wants to run another play before the third quarter ends. They get the play off in time. Woodard to the 41 for a few, wrapped up by Bradley Street. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. A couple of scores in that third quarter, one for each team. For Texas Southern, Griffin with the 10-yard touchdown reception. And then Anderson's 75-yard run for Alabama State. We'll head to the fourth quarter in Houston. 27-23 Hornets. Look at our game summary in this SWAC matchup between Alabama State and Texas Southern. Richardson through the air with his legs, I should say with his dual threat for Alabama State. We begin the fourth quarter. Texas Southern, a 3rd down and 4 from the 41. Set up the screen. Mark Edwards tackled immediately. 39, I should say, by Darius Washington, and loses a yard.
And that's the first time that I really saw that Alabama State defense get off blocks on the wide receiver screen, get off their blocks, get upfield and make a tackle.
Thomas back at the 20 for Alabama State. Receive the punt. Carter just gets it away. A high short punt. Will land at the 30 and take a Texas Southern roll inside the 25 and roll out at the 21. Coming up Sunday from 8 a.m. to noon, ESPNU brings you College Football Sunday. From Heisman hopefuls, championship contenders. College Football Sunday is the only show that ranks them all exclusively here on ESPNU and watch ESPN.
Try to catch up all my highlights, College Football Sunday. Fly back from our Saturday games and catch them all.
It's a good way to get caught up.
Yep.
Alabama State with the football. A 4-point lead inside the first minute of the fourth quarter. Anderson. Richardson, the quarterback, never handed off, and he has a long gainer all the way inside the 35 at Texas Southern. Tack on to the rushing totals for Ellis Richardson.
He's run the zone read to perfection. You saw the defensive end come down. Amir Bloom tackles the back. Richardson pulls it out, and just like that, a huge gain to start this drive.
48-yard run for Ellis Richardson. So after Duhart played quarterback for a couple of series, one that only went one play, next to a 75-yard run by Anderson. Here is the aforementioned Alex Anderson. Hit by Bam, Zach Bamajoko. A tackle at the 28, gain of 4. Bamajoko, the linebacker, makes the calls. Texas Southern.
Bamajoko is one of those bigger backers, 240. He'll hit you. He will bring it.
Three receivers at the bottom of the screen. Whitest is Josh Davis in the slot. Hanna and Henderson. It's Henderson now in motion. It's handed off. Anderson. Close to the first down. Might be a tad bit short. Did pick up 6.
I would go right back to it. Inside zone. You see they're putting the gas pedal down. They're going quick.
3rd and 1. Again, Henderson in motion. Throws the football to Henderson, and he has the first down, steps out of bounds. That's kind of an awkward-looking play, but Richardson got it done.
That's an RPO offenses are doing. It's a run-pass option. It's almost a triple option. He can pass or hand it off on the zone. He can keep it himself, or he can throw it. But that's the play that drives defenses crazy because offensive linemen are always downfield farther than 3 yards on those RPOs, and it never gets called.
Did you catch anybody with the naked eye that was blocking too far downfield?
There was a few drifting, but I think they were okay on that one. But of course, Ole Miss against Alabama, asked Nick Saban about there. There's a lineman 6 yards downfield.
Takes the handoff to Thomas, slings it out to Henderson here on the near side, but he's wrapped up by Homer Causey. Henderson gets up a little hobbled. There's Causey, a guy who played on the offensive side of the ball, played quarterback. And then they moved him to corner. Took the switch very positively, according to Darryl Asbury, the head coach.
And that's the thing. You want to play. You know, when you're a football player, yeah, I love quarterback, but if corner is where I'm going to start, that's where I'm going.
Thomas, little jump cut, but tied up by Bam, Zach Bama Joko. Now the Texas Southern defense stiffening up. Going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. Big 3rd down play here in this football game, Reedy.
Yeah, and you know, Richardson's thrown the ball well. You know, if it's me, I maybe give him a run-pass option again on the outside, flood a zone, wide side of the field to the right. You see the 3 receivers. Maybe roll him out and see if you can pick up this 1st down.
Alabama State 7 for 11 on 3rd down tonight. Richardson drops back, throws across the middle. There's the flag. Hannah, defended by Dobbins, right there at the goal line is where the flag came out.
And he called pass interference. I didn't think that ball was catchable, Mark.
Pass interference. Number 25, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Big call goes against Dobbins and the Texas Southern defense.
Yeah, I mean, he could have grabbed him early, but, you know, the back judge threw the flag. He did not hesitate whatsoever, and Alabama State gets the call.
Still haven't spotted the football, haven't marked it off yet.
Well, you know, if it's pass interference in the end zone, and I'm not sure where he was when they called it, by rule, the ball gets spotted at the 2-yard line.
I think the contact was inside the 5, but not in the end zone.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too.
A little grab there at the 7.
And that's what they called.
You know, I'd like to see a view of that from the other side, but I didn't see a whole lot there. Did you?
No, I mean, if anything, I think you call defensive holding.
Yeah. Looking to keep Anderson out of the end zone as the pile stops him at about the 2. A gain of a couple. He may have gotten down near the 1. Anderson trying to find the end zone for a 2nd time tonight. He had a 75-yard touchdown run early in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and goal. High snap, fake the handoff to Anderson, thrown to the end zone, nice catch. Brandon Barnes, the tight end, touchdown.
Boy, and that's just a good play call. You know, you're pounding inside with Anderson, zone, boom, you pull it out, little pop pass to your tight end, Brandon Barnes, he's wide open. Nice little throw by Richardson.
Yeah, the way he's jumping there, he's still in bounds where he fell. What they're seeing is the box
goal
for the goalie, for the soccer. The Dynamo, the MLS team plays here.
And I've watched the officials. It's messed them up a few times tonight, that line as well.
But Barnes with the touchdown catch, his 1st of the season. And Alabama State opens up a 34-23 lead. Brandon Barnes, who came to Alabama State as a walk-on with the last touchdown catch for the Hornets, a guy who, unfortunately, his mother passed away just before camp this season. And we talked with Brian Jenkins, the Hornets head coach. He said, hey, I'm really proud of Brandon. He's obviously gone through some deep personal issues in losing his mother. Guy who's a redshirt junior. Made a nice catch and a score on that last possession for Alabama State. Into the end zone and touchback. It'll come out to the 25. Well, here at Texas Southern, Houston, Texas, the home of the Tigers. There's a famous former Tiger. Who is it? Well, they made up a term here called, whatever his last name is, and I don't want to give it away yet, the blank rules, because he was double teamed so much as a player on the defensive line.
Now, if he was smiling, you would know.
You'd know
give it away.
Because there'd be a little gap between the 2 front teeth. And, of course, it's Michael Strahan, who actually followed in his footsteps of his uncle Art, who played DE, defensive end here at Texas Southern. Michael Strahan, former Texas Southern Tiger and 2014 NFL Hall of Fame inductee. Nobody there. It's thrown out of bounds by Hurts. It's a big drive right now for Texas Southern.
It is. You know, you want them to answer, no doubt. You got under 10 minutes left in this game. You're down 11. It's an important drive, no doubt.
Hurts going to take off and then tumble down at the 29-yard line. First hit by Darian Barrett, a gain of 4.
And that's fine. The Alabama State defense will take that. Listen, they had the edges set. You don't want Hurt to get to the outside. He wants to step up in the pocket and run. That's fine. Just make sure you close in from all angles and tackle him. Don't give up that big play late in the game.
Number 94, Roderick Henderson, one of the better run stoppers on that D-line for Alabama State. We got Griffin. He's in the slot. Hurts looks to pass, and he's sacked back at the 15-yard line by Datavion Gallmer.
And we've called Gallmer's name a few times tonight. He's been very active as well. Good speed rusher. And just good penetration. Comes off the end. You know, the left tackle, Glenn Jackson, needs to kick step more. He needs to set himself. Can't let Gallmer just keep going. And of course, as a quarterback, there comes a time when you need to step up in the pocket. You just can't keep going back. And a big sack for Alabama State.
Team leading 4th sack of the year for Gallmer. That was a 13-yard loss. Thomas back to receive the punt. He's hit right as he made the catch, and that's going to bring the flag out. He did hang on to the football, but was not given enough room.
And you have to give him 1 yard to catch the ball, and that's an easy call for the officials. You see 2 flags on the ground. This will be kick-catch interference.
Eric Williams, number 39.
Number 17 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
I don't know if they got the right number there.
Get a great look at it. And I tell you what, great job of holding on to that ball.
Indeed. Murray, actually, who time for our AT&T strong performance. It's been the quarterback for Alabama State with his legs as well as his arm.
Yeah, I mean, he's really hurt them with his feet tonight and really running the zone read perfectly. And then when he has thrown the ball, quick passes to the backs, to the wide receivers, he's hitting them in stride. A lot of quarterback draws tonight as well, but really the zone read, him giving it and pulling it, has been very effective, and it's led to a career high 138 rushing yards for Ellis Richardson. But you saw that touchdown pass there, a little pop pass to Brandon Barnes for the big TD.
So after the penalty was marked off, Alabama State a first down at the 49 at Texas Southern with 8.5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. Well, we were just talking about him, but Bam Bamajoko tackles Richardson, a gain of 3. So new career high in rushing yards for the Alabama State quarterback, and also 13 to 20 through the air for 116 yards. A touchdown pass to Barnes. Handed off to Anderson. Wrapped up at the 46. We noticed on that last series for Texas Southern, we didn't see number 80, Griffin. Got the towel on top of his head there, and what we're told it's a possible neck injury.
Yeah,
on the
you know, maybe something got twinged, but we haven't seen him after the nice drive where he caught the 4 catches, had the touchdown. Not back in. He doesn't look like a happy camper, and he's a guy that, you know, his team's down 11, so if he can play, they need him in there. But, you know, if you're Alabama State now, Mark, you're up by 2 scores. Now you slow the gas pedal down here. Run this play clock down. You try to grind out first downs and end this game, but a big 3rd down coming up right here.
Richardson, Chase dumps off underneath. Screen, Khalid Thomas down the sideline, inside the 30, still in bounds, cuts back, 10-5, into the end zone, touchdown. Well, yeah, you'd love to eat some clock, but hey, if you get a chance to run 46 yards for a touchdown, you take it.
And that's the first really traditional screen they've run to a running back tonight. Pressure by Texas Southern, and they're going to go screen to Khalid Thomas, and watch the offensive line out in front of him, out there running and blocking. Excellent job. Good blocks all the way downfield. Damian Love, 60 was out there. 66, Kerry Williams. You love to see those big hoggies out front, downfield like that, blocking for their running back.
3-play drive, 49 yards in 1:20, and the point after knocked through by David Albert. And Alabama State taking command here with 7:12 to go in this 4th quarter. Screen pass turns into 6. 41-23 Hornets. Khalid Thomas, his second touchdown catch of tonight. And Alabama State's opened up a 41-23 lead. 7:12 to go fourth quarter after just a 3-play drive, 49 yards in a minute 20. Hornets kick off. Hornets going for their 5th straight win over Texas Southern. They've won 10 of 13 against Texas Southern also coming in. Over the head of Watts. Touchback coming out to the 25. Well, Saturday night, huge game in the SEC between a couple of unbeatens, Ole Miss and Florida at the Swamp. Gators coming off a great comeback win over Tennessee. Ole Miss, highest scoring team in the nation. College football primetime presented by Hilton. Number 3 Ole Miss and number 25 Florida, 7 Eastern on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN.
You know, a huge opportunity for Florida and Jim McElwain. Listen, they're 4-0, but some tough games. But bottom line is they're 4-0, so they're winning in big test with Ole Miss coming to town.
Jonathan Bowen takes over at quarterback, guy who's been banged up a bit. But sees his first action of tonight. And his pass is complete, but run it back to the middle of the field. Woodard loses 5 yards there. Darius Washington with the tackle.
It's an offense really that's been going backwards. After the first possession of the second half, they scored a touchdown, did Texas Southern. Since then, lost it with a fumble, punt, and of course they start this possession off with a 5-yard loss. So they need to get something going here with 6:43 and counting in this game.
Bringing a quarterback, Bowen, who really has had a lot of his success running the football than throwing. But that pass caught by Cross basically just took it right away from Easterwood, who went for the pick. Probably was thinking pick 6, but that is a first down for Texas Southern.
Well, yeah, the ball was thrown behind Malik Cross, no doubt about it. I'm with you. Easterwood saying, how did I not pick that thing off? But give Cross credit to fight for that ball, make the catch, and pick up the first down.
Went for 15. The first down comes at the 35-yard line. Bowen way overshoots Cross that time and behind him.
Well, I think he thought Ross was going out. Cross, goes in, and they're just not in sync. And so you get a quarterback that comes off the bench like Bowen, and he's ready to gunsling it around, which is a good thing, but you just got to be on the same page as your wide receiver.
Still no Derek Griffin on the bench. Got the towel over his head. He has the look of somebody who probably isn't going to return in this football game. Which is a big loss for Texas Southern, especially down 41-23, getting late in this fourth quarter. Bowen fires underneath the Cross, who steps out of bounds the 38.
Well, the one thing you can see with Jonathan Bowen, he's got a strong arm. He steps into it and he zings it, throws a tight spiral, but down this amount, they really need to start trying to push it down the field. The 2 or 3 yard passes aren't really helping now that we're under 6 minutes.
Bowen to the far side, makes a nice pass there that's reeled in by Steve Carpenter. First down at the 46.
And there's not a lot of quarterbacks that can do that right there. I will tell you what, Jonathan Bowen's on the far hash. He throws an out across the field, and that takes a tremendously strong arm to do it. So no doubt, Bowen's the one that can sling this thing around.
Well, we thought we'd see multiple quarterbacks for each side tonight, and now indeed we have, with Bowen in the game. The Texas Southern replacing Hurts. Flag goes down, catch is made, and Stride Watts into the end zone. Touchdown, but it's probably coming back with the flag back at the 40-yard line at Texas Southern.
Offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Coming back. Lynn Jackson, the left tackle, called for the hold.
And it's a shame, as this is an absolute beautiful throw by Jonathan Bowen. You see the jersey right there, 98. Antonio Humphreys separates. It's an easy call, but watch a little fling there, nonetheless, by Bowen to hit his receiver in stride. But, you know, when jersey comes out, it's an easy call for the official. And the thing is, on that play, Mark, if he doesn't hold there, his quarterback probably gets sacked. So, you know, it's one of those things.
It directly resulted in them allowing to continue the play. So 5:19 to go, 1st and 20. Texas Southern now pushed back to their own 36. Bowen, time running out. Started to leave the pocket and then gets sacked back at the 27. Ricky Haley, the first one to get to him. Number 44, freshman out of Norfolk, Virginia.
And you see Bowen is just not as nimble and fleet of foot as Varion Hurts was in there. He's more of a pure pocket passer. He tries to escape there, and I tell you what, that Alabama State defense swarmed to the football.
5:06.
Texas Southern uses a timeout. They'll have 2 left. They'll reset the clock back to 5:06. Let's take a look at the Hornets' schedule. Right now, they're playing 4 games in a 20-day span. Which lost their first 3,
which can be tough. And you know, but a win tonight, it's a good bounce back after a tough 0-3 start. They got the win last week, a big win against Mississippi Valley State. But you get this one tonight, and then try to get some momentum as the conference schedule progresses.
A big game for them at home, coming up against Southern in 9 days. There's the 74th Magic City Classic coming up on Halloween this year in Birmingham against Alabama A&M. Right now, Brian Jenkins' team 5:06 away from a 2nd straight win. 2nd down and 30. Bowen sends it across the middle of the field. It should have been picked by Karan Ramsey.
Boy, Ramsey had that right in his hands. Bowen took a big hit as he released the ball. He stood in the pocket, got the throw off, but there's no doubt that the hit caused this overthrow, and that's just good defensive play there to get the hit on the quarterback. Right off the right edge, Ricky Haley hitting Bowen, but I tell you what, Ramsey's mad at himself because he had an easy pick there.
5 minutes to go, 3rd down and 30. Whistle at the snap. Looks like Texas Southern able to call a timeout.
Timeout. Texas Southern, 2nd charge. It will be 30 seconds.
Well, what's ahead for the Tigers? They head to Mississippi Valley State, but not for 16 days. I mean,
well, the good news is, I mean, if Derek Griffin is banged up, and all accounts look like he is. He still has the towel over his head. That's going to give him some time to get healthy. So that's good news when you have a rest like that.
We play Mississippi Valley State in Indabina. Devils have had a tough time this year, Mississippi Valley State. Even Southern after that. There's Derek Griffin, who has not played, what about the last 3 series, or 4 now. Did not really make an impact in the first half. No catches. But then it seemed like in the third quarter, Reedy, they found him again.
They did. I mean, in the one possession alone, he had 4 catches. He had a touchdown. They were targeting him. And when you target him like that, it opens up other people in the offense as well. They just really didn't do it in the first half other than that one possession. And now, unfortunately, he's out of the game when they need him most.
3rd and 30. Bowen throws deep across the middle. And that catch made by Cross, but it's short of the first down at midfield. Tackled by Bradley Street. But it's a 25-yard gain.
And the line judge was signaling first down. He got confused. He was looking at the wrong marker, but it's 4th down.
4th and 5. Bowen has a chance to run for the first down. It does, and he came up short, perhaps with the slide.
Well, he gave him a great spot, but I tell you what, Mark, from my vantage point, he gave himself up. I don't think he had it.
And the officials are going to measure this, and where it's spotted, I think he's short.
Yeah, he definitely gave himself up too quick, and that's just, you got to know where the first down. He actually slid into where the ball is. Watch where right now he gives himself up. He is at the 45-yard line as he gives himself up, and I think the spot's pretty good, but I'm with you. I think when the chains come out here, he's going to be
half the length of the football
at least short. And that's just, you got to know that as a quarterback where you are. And if you can go head first, because you're going to gain an extra yard. And he would have picked it up.
Yeah, no, he's short. And they're going to turn it over on downs.
And that's a case, if you reviewed that play, I think the ball would even be put back even farther.
So they turn it over on downs, come up a little short after they were facing a 3rd and 30, but it's Alabama State ball when we come back. Alabama State leading Texas Southern 41-23, 4:31 to play, 4th quarter. No Jay Walker tonight. He'll be on the His and Hers show tomorrow at noon Eastern on ESPN2. Jamel Hill, Smith. Ryan Jenkins has to be happy with his offense tonight. They came in averaging tick under 21 points a game, and just about doubled that.
And the defense stepped up when they needed to, so he's got to be pretty pleased with the performance of his team tonight.
Chance for Robert Pritchett. Gets grabbed by the shirt tail and makes it just shy of midfield. He was down, and he continues to play. Well, Ellis Richardson, not only a career high in rushing, but in passing as well tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty complete performance and pretty even. I mean, you look, 162 yards passing, another 135 on the ground, and it's just, and he's run the zone read well. His reads have been excellent, and he hasn't made any mistakes tonight. He's played a really good ball game.
The only mistake here would be snapping that ball before it gets down to about 5 on the play clock.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They snapped it at 8. Pritchett. First down inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. We'll stop the clock briefly to move the chains, but then restart it after the 11-yard gain for the freshman from Lithonia, Georgia.
Yeah, and it's nice that now you get a freshman there, get him some carries, and really you've used 4 different running backs tonight, 5 with Richardson. You count him as well, and really a well-balanced attack for Alabama State.
A lot of Pritchett, close to another first down at the 27-yard line.
And don't think he's not going to run hard here as a true freshman trying to get a touchdown with 3 minutes and change left in his game. He's going to run hard, so if you're Texas Southern, you better bring in and tackle him or he's going to end up in the end zone.
And looking for his first career collegiate touchdown. Came into this game with a total of 6 carries for 23 yards on the season on the ground. Under 3 minutes to go. stretch it out. Almost had him by a horse collar there, but first carry of the game for Brandon Watkins. 30.
Yeah, and that's where Watkins, you need to understand, just cut it up, stay in bounds. Now he stepped out of bounds. It momentarily stops the clock because it's not under 2 minutes. Once they set it, the referee will wind it and get it going again. Hopefully.
But the play clock's going, so that means you can't eat up as much time.
Well, and they're going to have to reset the play clock because they're going to measure here to see if he got first down. That's par for the course.
It is. Well, an Alabama State win here tonight would be their 5th in a row over Texas Southern, 11th in their last 14 meetings.
I think they're waiting for the change, but they don't have. They have a sense of urgency coming across the field.
They have to come all the way across the field from the far side. Here they come.
You know, talking about this Alabama State offense, how about this for balance? In the first half, scored 20 points, 274 total yards. Coming to second half, 21 points, 256 yards. That's a pretty balanced game right there for Alabama State.
Well, I don't know about you, Randy, but for me, the big story of tonight has been the Alabama State offense and how they have produced.
No doubt about it. Listen, 29% conversion rate on third down. Picked up some big third downs, some fourth downs, and really, they found their quarterback in Ellis Richardson. There's no doubt in my mind. He did a lot of things really well tonight, and he's a dual threat that can hurt you, and he knows how to run the zone read quite effectively.
All right, now they restart the clock. Richardson uses a stiff arm, pushed the defender down, but Eric Mitchell able to stay with it and make the stop on the quarterback.
Yeah, and the only thing Richardson did wrong there was after the referee reset it, he had 25 seconds left on the play clock when he snapped it. So, and that's just, you know, what you want to do, even though you're a spread team and you don't huddle, when you want to run the clock down, don't put your offensive linemen in their positions yet. Just kind of leave them a yard off, and then at about the 10-second mark, you line everyone up, and this way you snap it with about 2 or 3 on the clock. It's just a long time for a lineman to be in a stance for 20 seconds.
Hand it off. Pritchett. Flag comes in. That will stop the clock with 1:50 to play.
Holding, number 74, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Held on the right tackle, Titus Howard. He's getting some time. The starting right tackle. Second teamer's in now. Chase Nixon's been the starting right tackle tonight. Doesn't that play clock run down? Not that far. Pritchett being run completely out of bounds by Devon King.
And that's where, you know, Brian Jenkins, head coach, your quarterback, you need to tell him, listen, you got to let the play clock go down now, because you got to win. You want to get this game over with. You want to get your team off the field. This is what you don't want. You see a late hit, not a late hit, but a hit out of bounds where guys are still playing, emotions are high. Texas Southern is losing at home, so run the clock and get out of here.
Could have easily led to a personal foul there. And you see Yvonda Lewis talking with Brian Jenkins. So it's 4th down and 15 from the 34-yard line. Play clock's down to 3. Pritchett. Re-tackled, that'll stop the clock, and they'll turn it over on downs with 40 seconds left. Oh, now it's 4th down.
Well, the game's over. I mean, they don't
Yeah.
even have to go to the ball, so I'm not sure what they're doing. So they can pretty much walk off the field.
Unless Texas
Shake
Southern's
hands
going
and-
to use it that last time out.
and
Yeah. So
the coach isn't going to do that. Coach Asbury's seen enough, and he's ready to regroup and get ready for his next one.
So Alabama State improves to 2-3 and 2-2 in SWAC play. Texas Southern, well, they dropped their third conference game. And Alabama State, impressive tonight, quarterback Ellis Richardson.
No doubt he was the key to this victory and the key to this offense. We talked about the balance and just a great job by that young man. And what he did, he got his other backs involved as well. Alex Anderson, Khalid Thomas, and then the short passing game was very effective as well.
So Brian Jenkins' team gets their second consecutive win as Alabama State wins it here in Houston tonight over Texas Southern, 41-23. Randy, thanks for coming out of the bullpen tonight.
Hey, I hope I did okay out of the bullpen filling in for Jay.
Absolutely did. Jay will be back next Thursday for the Bethune-Cookman South Carolina State game from Daytona Beach. That's going to take care of things from Houston tonight. For Rini Gully and our entire crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for sharing this one with us. 41-23, Alabama State wins it. And good night from Houston.